Guys, we're going live now.
Okay, guys, welcome to the Ninjas Geeking Out podcast, the home of DC, the house that DC has built.
How can DC build house? This is not our foundation now.
And that's
the only thing DC can build is Batcave. Nothing beyond that.
Batcave is better than anything Marvel has. It's as iconic as the Batcave. The location is as iconic as the Batcave today.
I'll give you that.
Yeah.
I'll give you that.
We'll be talking about The Flash. And we have a very special guest with us today. One of the champions of DC. One of the most bad people you would ever find to give a review, a critical review of any piece of fiction in the world. I would like to introduce Duke. Duke, how are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. Thanks for having me back again.
Yes, it's always great to have you around because we can always trust your feedback. We can always trust
exactly. You need a balance. You need a balance in here. Yeah. I always bring that balance in this place. Exactly. And I always keep you honest as well.
Nasu.
Yes. And you know the rest of them. Okay.
Yes. I'm good. I'm good today. So I'm ready to get into this because I disagree with a lot of you on this podcast today, but I'm ready. Let's do it.
How are you doing now?
Do both of you need to get a room and let us get on with the show? Yourself and Duke, because I don't understand this intro you just did now. But let's get the show on the road and let's hear what you have to say because you sound very, very pumped and hyped.
Yes.
For today.
Yes.
I need to deflate him soon.
Quickness.
Ignoring the rest. How are you doing today?
Oh, is that aimed at me?
Yes, I'm greeting you.
Oh yeah. I'm doing very well. I'm quite happy. We will get into details of why I'm happy as we go through. Yeah. But I think you need to kind of take a bit of a chill pill. But I think you two are overexcited. But we'll get into it as we go along.
The thing here is don't try and dampen it because we're excited. We know you loved it, right? So if it's and I didn't like it because Fola and Tunde love it, so I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah. Okay. Wasn't there hypocrisy? Don't worry. Once we get. But before we go there, we have some Marvel news that we have to just get through. Okay.
Get through this?
Yeah, can we move on?
Okay. So I know a few weeks back we talked about Margot Robbie as a potential Sue Storm, and I think we all gave kind of our thoughts on that and whether or not we were happy. And I think it was mostly negative, right? If I remember, I think I was positive. I think Red, Dapo, and you Tunde were quite negative about it. You didn't want you. I think today was okay
about that.
You would be what?
Positive about that. Yeah,
that's what I was like, she's a good actress, she's blonde, she's an actual blonde. But of course,
I wasn't negative.
I think today
I was absolutely very, very negative.
Yes, Red and that one did not want it.
Yes, and I was as well.
But now we've heard that it could be maybe another casting rumor, could be Vanessa Kirby. So Vanessa Kirby, if just in case you don't remember, she's come off like maybe in the last sort of 5 years, really, and between Fast and Furious, Hobbs and Shaw, she's in Fast and Furious X as well. She's been in Mission Impossible. She was so this lady Vanessa Kirby now is being primed for the Sue Storm role, and she's come out and said, look, it will be a great opportunity, she'd be really keen, let's see what happens. For you guys that familiar with Vanessa Kirby, what are your thoughts on her playing the Invisible Woman? That one?
I've already seen it in a few roles, nothing major, but I like her look.
Yeah,
and from the little bit I've seen, I'm quite happy. I'm way happier than I was with Margot Robbie. Yes, 100%. Yeah. So I'm totally on board. Another reason why I like her is she's the kind of level of profile of actress that I think will take this more seriously to build her brand. Because this would be, in my view,
the biggest,
biggest role to date. So yeah, I'm happy with this.
And she's British.
A win, always a win. If you go Brits, you can't go wrong. I know somebody's giving me dark looks, all the way from America, but there's nothing.
So, Red, what do you think? What do you think about Vanessa Kirby?
I hate her.
No. No halfway about it. Just pure hate.
No, just with that was gushing and all this nonsense. Better than Margot Robbie. I mean, most definitely. I can see the looks, but I'm not quite sure. She was in Mission Impossible, right? Then she was in Then
she's been in The Crown, Mission Impossible. She's been in Fast and Furious.
Her most active was on Shore, right? Which I think she was front and center.
Yes, correct. Yes, yeah.
So, can she carry a role? I don't know. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I don't know what her depth is. Honestly speaking.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But and that's quite important. That's quite important, to be honest. But yeah.
Can I go now?
If you say between her and Margot Robbie, I'll pick her.
Duke, what do you think?
So you have Margot Robbie, right? And you say no, and then you're saying yes to this woman. Seriously.
Correct. Correct.
It does not make any sense at all. The president of Margot Robbie. Wasn't she the woman in what's that spin-off?
Hobbs and Shaw.
Yeah, Hobbs and Shaw. Yeah.
Yeah.
She doesn't have the presence of Margot. I don't even think she can act as well as Margot. So why would you say no to Margot and then say yes to her? I think you're just saying yes to her because she's not Margot. Because there's no other reason. Doesn't make any sense. It's this the two, like she's on a different level.
Yeah.
It's not you can't compare the two of them. They're not on the same level of acting.
So I agree with you. So and I agree with you. I agree with you, Duke. So what's he saying? What's he talk? I agree with you. I think what Vanessa Kirby can bring, and don't get me wrong, I like Vanessa Kirby for this role. Because where I've seen her, I'm like, I like this lady. I think she can act. What I think she'll bring for this role is I think she will take it more seriously than Margot Robbie. And not to say Margot Robbie won't take it seriously, but Margot Robbie is kind of a bit more up there now. She's helming stuff, she's headlining stuff.
Yeah.
Between Amsterdam and Birds of Prey, Suicide Squad, she's a name already. Mm-hmm. So she might not even have time to really immerse herself in that role and say, okay, you know what? She wouldn't have the time that Chris Hemsworth had, for example, for Thor to say, look, I'm not a big boy. I'm humbling myself, jelly, to come and like really put my life's blood into this. So I think Vanessa Kirby will bring that. I don't know if Margot Robbie will have the time.
Can you imagine, Kex, in a minute of filming Fantastic Four 2?
Yeah.
Margot Robbie turns around and says, I have to go and shoot Better Play 2.
Yeah.
Who kind of nonsense is that?
What?
That's the kind of things that. I said, imagine in the middle of Fantastic Four 2, Margot Robbie turns around and says, I have to go and film Better Play 2 for DC. What kind of please? She should mess up with that nonsense.
She should face DC squarely.
Yeah, just face DC squarely, please. Don't have time for nonsense.
Today, Vanessa Kirby for Sue Storm.
No, I don't like her for Sue Storm at all. And maybe Hobbs and Shaw is making me biased negatively, but I didn't like it. So
that could be trauma. Because you're the one that rushed to go and watch Fast X. Nobody put money in your account. You paid.
No, see, like all these you're watching a terrible movie. That's part of the fun. So watching people in a terrible movie,
exactly. So you can't expect top class acting in a terrible movie.
Yeah, so I don't expect, but this is the first place I'm seeing her. So I don't expect her to carry her presence to. I don't have any other frame of reference to Georgia.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
I mean, she does feel lightweight. She does feel lightweight compared to Margot, though. I mean, I don't like Margot. I mean, but she feels right with better.
She's that side character. I don't see her being a Sue Storm. She doesn't.
Well,
okay. So, are we met or are we completely against?
I mean, then to be fair, Fast and Furious was the first time we saw Gal Gadot. That was the first movie.
And she was zero.
She was
zero in those films.
Yeah.
No. But even in those films, she was more than zero.
But I've seen Vanessa more than once. I mean, we've seen Vanessa.
We said Gal Gadot was not a Wonder Woman.
I know, yes, but to be honest, I can't knock her for what she did with Wonder Woman at all.
She's turned it around. Yeah. Okay. So we're meh, right? We're middle of the ground. You could work.
No, I'm well happy. Please, you talk to yourself.
Well. Down.
No, I'm doing comparative now.
The balance of the group. Okay. Fair enough. I will not off pants.
You're not doing
hands back on.
Okay, please keep it on. So today,
I'm waiting for the second piece of news.
Today you were going to say something.
It says he's waiting for a second piece of news. What's that one?
Yeah.
No, okay, I can be quiet now. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, about that. What happened?
No, I lost it because I can't. I'm not picking up your audio. No, I'm going to. I'm leading up to it. You don't need to. This is why you're 2 minute man. Just relax. So on to more MCU news. Secret Invasion. I know we're all excited about this. There's nobody on this podcast right now who is on this panel or listening who's not excited about Secret Invasion. Let's put that out there. However, there's been some not so great news.
Yeah.
Wait. I think Duke was about to say something.
No, he's excited. He's excited.
Okay.
Yeah. However, there's been some not so great news in terms of the Rotten Tomatoes rating. So this has actually, apparently, the first 2 episodes have dropped, and this has scored the lowest RT ratings of all the Marvel MCU TV shows. So we're talking about for Miss Marvel shit, She-Hulk shit, I Am Groot shit, but somehow this scores even lower than those. So this concerns me.
Right. So, and this is what I wanted to make very clear. Yes. When you said the lowest, someone just shows that other people hated. They got good RT scores.
Yes, they did.
Have you seen? Have you checked the score for Secret Invasion? It's not rotten.
For what?
It's not rotten.
No, it's not. It's not. But it's.
Have you actually checked? Oh, okay.
I have. I'm going to say what the score does.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Yeah. Because what I want to check the ratings, expecting to see it being rotten.
Yeah.
When I heard that big headline, and I got it, it's not even rotten. It was. I can't remember what it was, 67 or 68 when I saw it.
No, it's 73 now.
It's 73 now. Oh,
yes.
That's not too bad.
But damn, that's actually fine. But the review, this is just middling. It's just there. It's just disappointing. Nobody's actually calling it. It's just like, that kind of review. So I think that's the most important than saying terrible, because some critics can be.
Yeah.
So that's actually what concerns me. The fact that people are not coming out and saying this is the greatest thing since sliced bread. Mm-hmm. The premise to me makes sense. It feels like something that will attract a lot of people who are not typically into the standard superhero fare. I would expect people who didn't like She-Hulk, for example, to gravitate towards this.
I love it.
And people who did like She-Hulk would still gravitate towards it because it's espionage, right? Who doesn't like spies and stuff?
Kex, let me ask you a question. What is the highest rated Marvel TV show? I know the answer to this, but I'm just putting it out there. Do you know what the highest rated Marvel TV show is?
Loki?
Yeah, exactly.
Loki's
the one that we rate and that's the one we rate the lowest.
I agree. But this has got quality actors in it. It has got what seems like a really good story. It's not, superhero heavy. There's no a great deal of spandex. So why is this not doing better? And it's 2 episodes that have dropped already out of
6, right?
6.
Yeah.
So a third already has dropped. And people are like,
Question, Kex.
Yeah.
Any news on our co-man, Olivia Coleman? Any
I don't specifically. I haven't heard anything.
Our Coleman.
Yes.
No, I haven't heard anything yet. I'm actually looking forward to seeing Emilia Clarke. She's the one I'm actually really keen on seeing. I think Olivia Colman is going to have a small show.
Yeah. Oscar,
your audio is cutting out quite a bit.
Yeah, today your audio is back coming in and out. It's it's been doing that since.
Oh, really? Is it still bad?
It's better.
I've been talking for a while now. It seems okay now for now.
Oh, okay. Let me give you a review about Olivia Colman that I think you like. It seems it was written by your brother. Olivia Colman. Oscar winner Olivia Colman is a devilish delight as the British spy director. Every time she's on screen, Secret Invasion gets a much-needed spark of mischief, as Colman seems honestly excited to be naughty in a Marvel show. Written by you or someone like you.
That's all I wanted to hear.
Okay.
I know this is an annoying rate.
Okay, good. I like that. That's what I like to hear. But okay, so do we think that this bodes well? The low score or the low ratings bodes well from the first 2 episodes?
I mean,
it's just the first 2
episodes of the reviews that I'm.
It's the first 2 episodes of 6, though. It's the third.
Yeah, and for example, like I expect maybe because the show is going to be a slow building show, maybe that's why. And the first 2 episodes, there's a lot of setup going on. Maybe, I don't know. We'll wait.
We hope.
Yeah.
I've stopped setting expectations for Marvel shows, as you guys know. So
yeah.
I mean, and so to make a point just now that actually made me remember something. This is similar to Wonder. The first 3 were like panned by most people, and that was a third of the show.
I hate
it. And for me personally, it's still my strongest.
I hate.
I think it's still my strongest show. Despite the ending, which I did like.
Okay. I think that helps. Putting it in that context helps. I mean, it was although WandaVision was quite weird and zany to start, so it was almost an experiment in terms of TV making.
100%.
So this, I don't know how experimental they can be with the first 2 episodes. Anyway, let's see how it goes. Did you want to say something? I think you were going to say something about.
No, I think you've covered what I was going to say.
Okay. All right, so we look forward to it. It does drop this Wednesday, so that's. Hey, why is everybody so bad? What's going on? It drops this Wednesday. It should be yays. I mean,
the review has made us temper expectations, so we are going
might be good.
It might be good, yeah.
Might be good. Okay.
Yeah, it might be good.
Yeah. That's the problem. We are now at it might be good, not that this is the best thing since life.
I've had. Go ahead.
We might be good for the next 2 days.
for the next 48 hours,
yeah. Okay.
So I want to jump right into. I want to either stay on Marvel or should we touch DC very quickly?
Let's do Marvel and leave all the DC for later.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, before. Okay. Go on. Carry on.
So a trailer dropped today, right?
Yeah, for Marvel.
Yes.
It's not from Marvel. Wait.
It's not from Marvel. No, that's
it's not you that say that.
Marvel
from Sony. It's from
No.
Sony.
Marvel
It's from Sony.
Marvel.
No.
What?
It's a Marvel property.
Please no.
No, Kex. A bastard Marvel property from Sony dropped. It's a child that has been left behind.
So it's been
farmed out. It's been farmed out to Sony.
But the father is still Marvel.
If you don't know yet, the trailer for Kraven the Hunter dropped a few hours ago today with Aaron Taylor Johnson. Now we've heard about this for a while now, and I think they pushed it from last year to this year. This is the very first trailer that we're seeing. In fact, I think the very first live action anything that we're seeing of Aaron Taylor Johnson as I can't remember
Kraven.
what Kraven something, right? Yeah, I think he's a Russian guy.
Russian name. I could never pronounce.
Yeah,
I could never pronounce that name anyway, ever.
Yeah, I want to say Anatoly, but I don't know why. Anyway. Yes, so this dropped today, and want to tell you guys what I want to know what you guys think about this. We saw Russell Crowe as Kraven's dad, right? So this is like in the movie world and in the CBM world. Anyway, this is the first time we're seeing Russell Crowe since his absolutely scintillating take as Zeus.
Moving on. Please.
In the film that shall not be named. Yeah. So in this one, it looks like Aaron Taylor Johnson is taking on a slightly different tweak on Kraven, where he's not actually a hunter in this case, or not a hunter of animals. It feels like he is almost like a protector of the animal kingdom or something. Wait, I'm trying to explain the trailer. I'm not saying it's good or bad. Relax. So it feels like in this one, he's actually against poachers or something, like he's poaching the poachers. And did anybody see the red band version of this trailer, by the way? Because there is a red band version.
One was enough. I mean,
why would you want to do that?
Because
the one I saw was quite bloody. Is that the red band one?
If it's the red band one, there's a red band trailer written on in the
YouTube. No, I've not seen that. I've not seen that.
So, yeah, which is like slightly more, where the lion is attacking, there's a bit more blood, and there's.
Oh, that's the one I saw. Yeah, that's the one I saw.
There's a bit where a character steps in blood, and he's like, "You're stepping in what's left of him."
I saw that.
Oh yeah, no, that's what I saw.
Okay. So I think this might be R-rated, guys, or at least, at the very least, maybe like, I don't know, 13, 15 or something. Does that make you any more interested in
no, this? I mean, to be honest, right, I watched that trailer and it's like, if lame was the video, seriously, it was just lame, and they threw every bad cliche at it, the dialogue, everything. It was just bad. I'm not going to see it in the cinema. It might come on Sky. That's what I can say about it.
In some parts.
I'm predicting 40 million opening.
That's too much.
In some parts, it even looked like these new like perfume ads or like Jean Paul Gaultier ads that you see like sailors like with their bare chest just looking sexy, looking serious, and like it just looked so cliche and so uninspired. And so
was it controlling the animals at some point?
I think it was controlling spiders or something like this.
Not just
even
the hawk. Either a hawk or a bird. They said they control that matter. They showed a bird. I can't.
Okay. Yeah, so I mean, there's a supernatural almost element to his powers, or mythical or something. I don't know what those guys are doing. I don't know.
This looked to me the exact level of quality I now expect from Sony when it's left to their own devices to make a film. When it opened, I first saw. That is an anomaly for Miller and Lord. When it's Sony does not have those talents, this is Mobius level. When the opening scene came in, I kind of got excited seeing Russell Crowe. But very quickly into the trailer, the excitement dropped like 4 or 5 levels instantly. And I mean, fine, I like Aaron Johnson. And the name of the character, I've just Googled it, is Sergei Kravnivov.
Sergei.
Kraven or something like that.
Yeah, Kravnivov. Now, I watching it, and even that scene of the blood dropping into his blood and then spreading to it was so generic, so 1990s. I thought this is embarrassing. Are you guys not trying anything new? Yeah, so my expectations are low. Knowing me, I probably will watch it in the cinema, for the culture, but that's about it.
You watched in the cinema.
I'll wait your review. He'll do it for us.
Sacrifice yourself.
Why would you give money to this kind of film after this trailer?
I don't even mind him doing it for the culture.
Okay,
it's when he starts whining and complaining. No, you can watch it, but just don't come and start whining and be saying, "God, this is bad. This is very bad."
Okay, so today, what were your thoughts on the trailer?
I hate it. I don't want to give it any more thought beyond that. It is useless. It's the worst thing. Like, there was a very stupid line where the guy goes, "Oh, my father takes out bad guys. My father brings God's evil into the world, and I'm going to take it out." That was such a terrible line, delivered flat, and I'm like, God, no.
Right. Forget being a terrible line. To me, that very line. So, Sergei, in no version that I've ever seen or read, is ever a hero.
At all. He's a villain. Like
anti-hero. He's been an anti-hero a few times. He has.
Barely been in it. He's blatantly a villain. This, he's the guy who hunts rare animals, has to trade off the hunt, goes after the biggest prize.
I agree with that. They've had to change that here. Yeah, he's going after humans now.
If you want to make a villain movie, make a villain movie. Make him bad, make him evil. Not all these stupid, let's sympathize with him, let's whitewash him to be good. Make a superhero movie for that. Not this rubbish here.
They would do that. I guarantee you, if they were to do, there was a time they were thinking about doing the Sinister Six movie.
Yeah.
God. I promise you, if they did that movie, it was not going to be a band of villains. It was going to be a band of villains who maybe they went on a heist, discovered that what they stole was like a nuclear thing, and they were like, no, we have to keep it from an even bigger bad.
It will be faster.
Yeah, exactly. Stealing DVDs and then finding out.
Wasn't the Aunt May film meant to be a spy film?
Yes.
Yeah.
The one with Aunt May.
And you do know that Madam Web is coming out. Madam Web is coming out.
Is this still coming out?
Yes. Oh yeah. Oh, I mean, they're dedicated. They are committed to this to this nonsense. I like Sony because Sony is like that person that buys land, and then when the government is like, we're coming to take your land, they'll be like, okay, build something on the land. Just put one structure on side, and then once it's there, they're like, yes,
build one toilet.
Build one toilet. As long as you put a structure on it, they'll be like, yes, you can't claim it, and that's what they're doing. In fact, the Madam Web plot details that leaked were like it's supposed to be a time travel story where one of Spider-Man's enemies gets time travel powers. So effectively, Madam Web needs to travel back in time to make sure that Richard Parker, Ben Parker, and what's Peter's name?
The mom's name. I can't remember.
Basically, to protect them, to make sure that Peter Parker gets born and Spider-Man becomes, and he grows up to be Spider-Man. Amazing. I mean, what they do with this property.
Pretty much all we saw last weekend.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's Back to the Future with Spider-Man. So that's what I mean. Sony at this point have no clue. No, I'm watching a trailer that the trailer for Morbius was even better than this one. I was very excited for the trailer for Morbius. So get your heads out your asses. You don't know what you're doing. I mean, yeah.
Give up the property and let it go.
Don't give everything to Lord and Miller. Like, turn them to your James Gunn or Kevin Feige and let them do something.
Yeah.
Lord and Miller, to me, is the only one that's brought anything decent out from Sony.
From Sony,
yeah. Okay, cool. So moving on to DC. The hottest director in town, Andy Muschetti.
Yeah.
Confirmed to be directing Batman the Brave and the Bold.
Confirmed.
Yes, that's confirmed. Yeah, that's confirmed. Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome. That's good news.
I did not know this.
I mean, after seeing the Flash.
No, I did not.
Because before the Flash, I think he did it, right?
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he did it.
I did not know this.
I did not like it anyway. I did not like the second What Happened to Cakes.
So what film was that again, Duke? I did not hear that.
It's the horror movie.
Oh, it's okay. Oh no, okay. I didn't mind it actually. I
didn't like it. I didn't even like the second one. So I was.
Yeah, okay.
But then after Flash, the way he directed Batman in Flash, I think Batman is in good hands right now because every scene with a Batman in Flash was amazing. To me, it was just amazing.
Yeah.
So
is that why you decided to put on that silly shirt that you got on right
now? Yeah. I'll be honest, he directed Batman very well. Very well. More on that today. You wanted to say something?
Yeah, so this is the third director for the new DCU we are seeing, and I think it's been 3 for 3 so far. James Gunn for Superman Legacy, James Mangold for Swamp Thing, and now Andy Muschetti for Batman Brave and the Bold. Yeah. So far,
I'm okay with all those three. Yeah.
Yeah, this year has been we've been getting good directors for the movie so far. So yeah, that's good to know.
Okay.
I'm really curious how they're going to introduce Damien into the because this is the first time we're going to be seeing Damien in the Brave and the Bold
on stage.
Yeah. In live
action.
Let me say anything. Do you think first live action Damien?
Damien, I haven't seen Damien before, have we?
Yeah, we haven't.
No, we haven't.
No, we haven't. Yes.
Thank God they didn't allow Gotham Knights use Damien. Thank
God.
God.
Thank God for that.
All Titans.
All Titans.
All Titans.
Relax. That one. Take your L before you try to press it. There are 4 people watching Gotham Knights, and you watched it twice. So, what do you mean?
There's no secret. Damien is my favorite Robin ever.
I know you like it.
He's my favorite Robin. So, and I think he's in good hands right now. He needs to bring a real Damien. Like, this kid has to be obnoxious. He has to be annoying.
Snotty.
Understand, but he also has to be amazing. That's what Damien is, right?
Yeah.
So just bring that, and I'll be happy.
How about that dude? I wonder how old that kid is from the Umbrella Academy.
You know what?
I think it's
too old. He's too old now, right?
He's too old now. He's too tall.
Yeah. I think he's
back
like
then, it would have been perfect.
Back then, he was perfect.
Yeah, it was so good.
I saw the first time I saw that is Damien.
Yeah,
it was really good. But yeah, and I think one thing about the Damien character as well is I think once it's properly introduced into the mainstream world, like, visually into that, once it's just kind of plugged into that zeitgeist, we'll start to see more Damien stuff come out. Like, nobody will now be afraid of it. Almost feels like they've been afraid to touch Damien because Damien has been around for what, maybe 2 decades or so. He's been around for a while.
It's been a minute, It's been a minute.
Yeah, and nobody has, we've seen animation, but nobody has brought him into live action. So this will be good. All right, more on that.
Yeah.
So Andy Muschetti, well done.
Talking of that, there's something else I want to quickly mention. Sasha Kyle, Supergirl.
Yes.
She has been going on news media talking about how she wants to play Supergirl in future.
She can say all she wants, please.
Yeah, and apparently she has had a meeting.
Anybody can say they want anything.
She has had a meeting with DC's head, Peter Safran, to talk about it.
Yes.
I hope she gets it for the Supergirl movie that is coming out in the DCU. I think she'll be a good
Supergirl movie coming. Oh, yeah,
there
is.
Woman of Tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
I thought they can. Oh, yes. Woman
Based on the Tom King book. Yeah.
Yes. Or Supergirl or Superwoman?
Superwoman, Woman of Tomorrow, yeah.
Oh, that would be good. Yeah. That would be good. To be honest, I do miss the blonde Supergirl, but it's fine.
You like your blondes, okay?
Yeah, they say that. Yeah, they say, listen, don't put me in trouble, please. They will not. Those people are happy. I'm kidding. Okay, so today, do you want to talk about? Oh, we have got someone in the waiting room.
Yes, as we're about to head into it.
Just in time. And
Just in time.
Let him know we're not in spoilers yet before
Yes.
he gets excited.
So please introduce that one. Do you want to feel free to introduce Daniel? Has he joined us?
Yeah, guys, bear me a second. I'm trying to add into the group. It doesn't seem to be.
Okay.
So
While
can I talk while I bring it in?
Yeah, of course.
While that boy is doing that, everybody should get ready. This is the meat of the podcast. This is where we are gathered.
Right. Sorry. Before we even get to the meat of the podcast, can I just say something?
Yeah.
I watched.
No,
I decided as part of. No. Sorry, it's Flash related.
Oh, Jesus.
No.
While the movie of Flash is out, this TV series running for 9 years, the Flash ended recently.
Which is a miracle.
And
how that show got to 9 seasons, seriously.
And as my duty, to the people listening,
it's not your duty. Nobody's telling you to do this.
I decided to watch the last 4 episodes, which is a one over-long arcane story, 4 episodes. And it started very well. I was very excited that, they seem to be back to first season level storytelling, but that didn't last very long. It was atrocious. It was terrible. The reasons why I've stopped watching it for almost last season was very blatant. Nothing's improved. They've added a whole load of people, and quite long story short, it's not worth watching at all.
We are surprised. We are really surprised at that.
I was actually expecting they were going to end with some kind of multiverse, show something like that. They didn't even have the decency to do that. Something that Titans did for no reason.
Seriously, you were expecting.
You
were really expecting that.
After 9 years,
Red. Ordinary Titan did it for no reason. They didn't have a reason to do it. They did it. Flash has been running for 9 years. Multiverse. The Flash is the guy who did multiverse in DC.
They've done multiverse. How many they do multiverse almost every season.
To round up, and guess what they did? They brought back all the Flash foes. Every single one. Zoom, Godspeed, Reverse Flash, every single one of them. So they had like 7 of them to fight because there's around 7 different heroes. And each of these heroes, some of these heroes, their power is to twinkle. And they were doing hand beans, and the Flash could not dodge it. Please, okay, sorry. I don't know. I'm getting annoyed. I'm getting annoyed thinking about it.
So I'm going to do this again for Kraven, and then you get annoyed.
Yeah. But it is what it is. It's atrocity. It's a sadness that Flash just ended like the garbage it is. Right. Let me.
I actually can't believe they brought back all those.
Oh my god!
I'm shocked.
I'm absolutely shocked.
Daniel, I don't think I could add you unless you put your camera on. Actually, I don't think I think because his camera's off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why it's not letting me add him to the stream.
Oh, okay. I'll give him a shout. I'll give him a plug then.
Okay.
So today, yes. Do you want to take us into the meat of our?
Yes. The long-awaited movie, 9 years in the making, announced the same time the TV show was announced. We've gone through like 4 directors now, but now we are the promised land. The Flash movie, the most awaited superhero movie of all time, is finally out last weekend. Is it not the most awaited?
Yes. How many directors did we go through? How many times this was never going to happen?
Wait. Tunde, did you ever used to work in a nightclub as a hype man? Because this seriously, it's beyond the pale. But carry on, please. Carry on. You're doing well. Carry on.
Yeah. So the Flash movie came out this weekend. And of course, as usual, everybody on the podcast got to see it. Some people were shouting in the cinemas. We got reports of that. Some others, So it was, I think, a wonderful time. And now we'll be getting to give our thoughts without spoilers for the first section, and then we'll go into spoilers afterwards. So, anybody wants to give their thoughts quickly? How did you think of the movie? Good, or did you enjoy it or not? Who wants to go first?
Who's going first?
Red, I haven't heard your thoughts on the movie.
I can go first.
So
I liked it. I enjoyed it. It had a lot of issues, but it did hit quite a few notes for me. One of the things everybody knows, I'm a sucker for superhero moments that tie back to moments in comics. They did the nostalgia mining quite well. I mean, there's some parts of it that were quite. I had to smile when I saw some.
It was. I'll talk about that.
I had to smile when I saw some bits of it. Quite a bit of it. When I saw a lot of it, I still struggled with the CG. I'm like, who approved this? The first time, but the frustrating part was when they started with the running. I was like, who approved this? Then there was a part in it where they actually showed him running properly the first time he bit up. I'm like, so you guys can actually do this. It's not like it's not possible. Like the first time he broke the barrier.
I'm with you. From the streets of his house when he was running at night.
Yes,
I agree with you.
That was awesome. Like,
that was good.
Like, so you guys know how to do this. Then we went back to the what's this? What's slashing? Really what are you slashing?
He's swimming. He's swimming through the speed force. He's swimming.
No, he doesn't need to. Please no.
He has to cut the speed force.
You don't
Duke, if you're cutting the speed force, you cut it out of your face. This one is breaking.
So, Red, you enjoyed the movie. You didn't like the CGI.
You enjoyed.
I enjoyed the movie. I won't lie. I had quite a few moments where I laughed. I smiled inward to myself. Again, the actor, he was okay. I think he pulled it off. Found some bits annoying, but I enjoyed it.
That's great. Kex?
Okay. Oh, do you want to jump straight to me or do you want to go to Daniel? Because Daniel's joined us.
Oh, Daniel, you are in here. Welcome, Daniel.
No. Let's do Daniel last, because
Okay.
I don't want somebody hyping this thing over the top again. Yeah.
All right. Can I go then? Yeah.
Okay, you go then.
All right. So
yes.
I loved it. Right. To be honest, right, this movie did so many things right. Yeah. Okay, fine. The CGI was not great, but we've seen bad CGI before, right? But
we should accept it.
We've seen bad everything before.
I'm not.
We can still call it out.
It was bad. Fine. Let's move on from the CGI.
We can't move on. No,
we can't. I'm sorry.
Everything else this movie did was great. Ezra is a fantastic actor. Like I did not know Ezra can act like that. Ezra is a great actor. Why is your mouth like that, Dapo? Seriously, why is your mouth like that? Ezra is great.
Fix your mouth.
Sorry.
Totally believable as two different people, right?
Yep.
Yes, I agree.
I'll give it that.
The Batman were amazing. I mean, Keaton was just.
I was gonna leave that till the spoilers.
I mean,
he was
just amazing.
He was nuts.
He was nuts. No,
he was nuts. Yeah,
he's my favorite Batman, but in this movie, Keaton was just amazing.
Believably nuts.
Exactly, believably nuts. Fight scenes, everything.
Yes,
and they gave him so much time, and he took that time, and he was amazing in this movie, right? The CGI. I've spoken about CGI. Ezra was great. All the callbacks. You see, the CGI was bad. Nah. CGI was bad, right? I agree CGI was bad. But, and Dapo, please don't do any more. You're distracting me.
Fix your mouth, bro.
When Harry is in the Speed Force, right? The CGI is purposely not realistic. Because we are seeing this from a speeder's perspective, right? So it's not going to be realistic CGI. You understand? It has to look like that. That
sounds very, very Snyderian post feedback.
There's a technical explanation for why the CGI was like that in the Speed Force. Now, out of the Speed Force, there was a bit of bad CGI. There was something that never happened, like saving the babies. That scene should never have happened in this movie at all. Like they should have.
That was terrible.
I mean, I was reading it was 4 hours and they put some stuff on. They cut some. Why didn't they cut it out?
Yeah.
It should never. That bit should never have happened. I have to agree because.
Yeah.
I mean, you see, another thing is that about 10 years ago, Quicksilver gave us 2 amazing Flash scenes, right?
Yeah.
Those haven't been topped. If you can't top that, don't even bother. Don't even bother trying to do it. But this was bad. It should never have happened. But apart from that, the movie was amazing. We'll get into spoilers as well.
Yeah. Okay. I think let me go now before the haters talk. Yeah. So the CGI, I'm glad it happened for me because it sets the tone for the movie. After seeing that terrible CGI, I zeroed my mind that this is the level of CGI quality I'm expecting. So that by the time I got to the final battle, which I think is my worst part of the movie, I was able to accept it. Overall, I enjoyed the movie. The movie is flawed, obviously. There are a lot of flaws in it, but I enjoyed it. Red has mentioned the interaction between Barry and Barry. I think those are some of the strongest interactions in the movie. There were a lot of laugh out loud moments. I was surprised at how much I was laughing out loud.
Real comedy.
In the movie. We'll talk about a bit of it in the spoilers.
I'll just say every second.
Yeah.
Did you look to the side and know who was doing it?
Yeah.
And Kate's on my other side trying not to laugh.
I was not laughing at all.
Overall, though, the themes of the movie I think is really good. The ideas, and I would want us to talk about it a bit in spoilers, especially contrasting it to Across the Spider-Verse and seeing how they approach the same thing differently. That was an interesting thing to watch. But overall, I think it was I enjoyed it. Like, I give it a very high score because of how much I enjoyed myself in the movie.
Okay. I'd like to. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, Kex.
No. I was gonna ping it over to Daniel if possible. Daniel, how you doing, buddy? Can you hear us? It's a bit low, but we can hear you. Yeah, how you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm doing awesome. I'm doing great.
You just wake up.
Can you increase the volume?
Have you never jump? How you doing, man? How you doing? Yeah. It's good to hear from you, man.
Yeah,
So for let me just give a little context here. For months, literally months, you have been
Hold on.
Okay, I should hold on.
Hold on. For years, actually, since 2020.
Sorry, for years. Since 2020. You're right. Thank you for setting me straight. Go on. Mm-hmm. Since
2020, the fandom event. That was when the first teaser dropped.
Yes. So you have been volunteering / interning as a WB Nigerian correspondent / publicist for all things DC, particularly for this film, and it has been driving me up the wall. Now, I wanted to ask you since that, how much are you getting paid for this work that you're doing for this?
And can you please tell Kate being sarcastic to our guest?
No, Daniel, my guy, he knows I'm whining. He's been on this since. So tell me, Daniel, have you seen this film? First of all, let's even start with. Have you watched this Flash film?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Okay, so when you watched it, give us the circumstance. Were you alone? Did you shout? Were you sad after the movie was over?
Wait, Kex, before you carry on, you asked this guy who's been talking about Flash for the last 5 years like it's the best since sliced bread. Have you seen it? And he's asking, is he depressed?
I said the guy is also a ginger for this film. The guy is
exactly, Daniel. I'm not really.
We're not feeling the hype through the mic here.
I'm not feeling it right now.
No, hold on. You guys. When something starts, all right, it starts at a certain level, and then there's a climax. You guys just calm down. I'm not bringing the.
Oh, you've not started. Okay.
Yeah.
So tell us, when did you see it, bro?
Yeah, I saw it on Sunday. Yesterday. And
how was it? How was the cinema? Yeah. How was the vibe? How did you feel? Did you dress up? Did you wear a costume?
No, actually, it was just standard. But yeah, if we're talking about the feeling after I watched it, I thought that I feel this, like a kind of excitement where you're jumping all over the place. But like as the movie ended, I sat down for a while and I was like, because it's the end, it's probably the end of the DCEU, and then it ended in a way that as I said, I felt very satisfied. Like, oh my god, this is months of anticipation. It's all packed into this, and then I've finally seen it, and it was just amazing. So
what did you think about Ezra? What do you think about Ezra? What do you think about the Flash? What do you think about Barry Allen? Like, what was your take on the central protagonist?
I guess
no spoilers yet. No spoilers yet.
No, yeah. No spoilers. As everybody has said, Ezra's the dual arc he played, playing two characters. I saw every part of Ezra in this film. Like if it is his witty side, the sad side, the more serious Barry the clown. Everything was just jumbled up in here. Like the Barry from the show. I would say he's a bit serious, Then Ezra in the DCEU, like Justice League and it was, he's goofy and all of that. But in this movie, we see everything. It's like Ezra in, from A to Z, everything is just there.
I agree.
And Keaton scenes and Affleck scenes, like. As I said in the review, I did not expect to enjoy Keaton's scenes. Like I saw him move. I saw him do what he did, and I was like, wow.
You know then, that was not really him.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
No. No, just saying. No, just saying. No, go on, Daniel. Go on.
Yeah. So it's and then there's Supergirl. Oh my god. I thought Henry, really fought quite well in Man of Steel, but the way Sasha was moving, like as
She was
it,
just
it
kicking
was
she was just kicking everything she can kick.
it was amazing, and I we could see that the whole interaction. Uh, Let me not go into spoiler, but the whole interaction with Zod, her fight with Zod was, if we know we know the outcome since we're not in spoilers, but we know how that fight turned out. I'll just say it was just written for the sake of this film because uh the her power levels in this was just so nice. The part where I'm not going to spoilers. Okay, but
Okay.
but the everyone nailed their roles. I loved it.
Okay.
I loved everything about it from start.
Let me ask you something. What did you think about the CGI? I mean, we've talked at length, but what was your take on it? Was it something that your eyes kind of got used to, or was it something that took you out of the film, or what was your feel on this? That perfect surface.
The CGI is
You'll be doing I'm smelling shit face. Sorry, Daddy.
He's a hater now. He's a hater now. The CGI is like it's something everybody agrees on. Like, okay, it could be better, But yeah, it's
Okay.
it didn't take away from the experience. But yeah, the CGI could have been better.
These guys and their spin. One said the first one said let's move on. The other one said I came in, I saw it, and this was the reason why I enjoyed it because I said this because it set the standard.
I've never heard that kind of bullshit before.
You guys just hold on. All right.
Okay, wait. I want to. Okay, sorry, Daniel. Do you have anything else to add? Sorry.
No. Go on.
Okay. No, I want to move on to that one, and then we'll give our ratings, and then we quickly move on to spoilers because there's quite a lot.
5 over 5. 5 over 5 already.
I'll wait now. Just jumping.
This is 5 out of 5.
That's what he said. 5 out of 5.
The man had problems with the CGI, but it's still a perfect movie.
Yeah, it happens.
Okay, I respect it. It's a bold choice. Okay, it's a perfect film. That one, please go on, and then let's move into spoilers. I want to also.
Okay, yeah, no problem. I mean, I know you guys are calling me hater. I did not hate this film. Let's be very clear straight up front. I had a good time watching this film. I think it was a fun film. I thought it was a very enjoyable film. I would go almost as far as saying, because I've been thinking about this, I think it probably is my most enjoyable DCEU film that I just enjoy for the fun of it. Is it perfect for me? Not at all. There's some issues? Yeah. CGI, I'll get that away. That opening scene, very terrible. Very terrible. But I think that being right at the beginning helped me. Because it set the standards. And once I've seen that standard and I've acclimatized to it, I wasn't that bothered anymore onto the one particular scene towards the end. Would you go into spoilers? Generally, once I got that scene out, that's fine. The CGI didn't really affect me that much anymore. So I had no issue with that. I liked a lot about this film. The one issue I feel I didn't disagree with most people here is I felt Ezra was okay. I didn't think it was anything good. People say it was great. I thought it was okay. I think it was more tolerable in my view because he was able to play his more maniac self with a slightly less maniac version, and it was almost like calling out what people complain about his character himself in the film. Which kind of like, okay, I'll take it. For me, I loved Affleck. I love the Affleck Batman. I love Keaton. I am in love with that Superwoman. I need her back in something else. She had the look, her stance when she was fighting. Everything about that Superwoman was perfect to me. The film gave me a lot of good fan service. There's a lot of moments and chills that we will talk about later that had me smiling. One had me clapping. So yes, overall I enjoyed this film. Most of the flaws were not showstoppers for me. They were not like things that would say, now because of this I have to really give it a bad mark. No, I was able to take it in the stride. Despite, I think, to be honest, the bad CGI in Black Panther affected me way more than the bad CGI in this film.
Definitely.
So overall, I enjoyed this film.
Okay.
I know when we get to details, there's certain areas I might, but overall, please, I'm definitely not hating this film, and I'm going to go and see it again.
Should we start going with numbers? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, please. Let's do it. Let's do it.
You want to start with me?
Yeah.
So
counterbalance the 5/5, please.
So I the first time I saw this film, I gave it a 3.4 out of 5 stars, because unlike just about everyone here, that beginning scene really bothered me. It's really it put me off almost from the start, because I thought and if everyone's seen it, there's a really big flash scene at the start where he does a massive rescue of lots of people, and the CG is not good at all, and it really put me off. And I think that kind of affected my enjoyment of the movie. And then every time he goes into the Speed Force, there's something that happens when he turns back time, and that CG as well. I was like, why is this just so bad? And I felt for a Flash movie, and I understand the reason why they would have thought, you know what, there's only so much we're willing to spend on this movie, because we're not making a sequel, and we're not really expecting it to go anywhere. So I can understand that there's a certain amount of time or resources that they'll be willing to spend on this film. Having said that, I gave it a 3.4 the first time. The second time I watched it was with Dapper Red and a few other people, and because genuinely their enjoyment, I could feel their enjoyment, and that made me kind of enjoy it a little bit more. And I could actually listen a lot more and try to catch up things that I probably missed the first time. So all in all, I'll give this like a 3.5 out of 5. So I say that to say 3.5 out of 5. Enjoyable, yes. I really like the acting of just about everyone, except there are 2 people I wasn't crazy about. Supergirl, didn't really like her acting. I thought she was too angry, too... What? It didn't work for me. It felt like she didn't have a personality.
If you've been locked down all your life,
I agree. That's my take, right? I agree. She was just mad and just like and not doing a lot of thinking, and it was just like pure brute anger. I didn't get a lot of personality from her at all. And Iris West. I wasn't crazy about Iris West. I don't know what it was. I don't know. There was a sequence where Iris is with Barry, and they're having a conversation. I was like, this doesn't feel natural. Like, you went to school together, you know what he looks like, and you're like, did I see it?
She added nothing.
I don't know.
She added nothing to the film.
It didn't work for me. But Keaton and Affleck, absolutely amazing. 2 completely almost different spectrum Batman and Bruce Wayne's. Keaton had an almost bohemian type Bruce Wayne, where he was always wearing scarves and kind of, like almost looked like a hippie Bruce Wayne, wearing flip-flops around the house, but amazing as Bruce Wayne and Batman. Mm-hmm. And same for ultra cool Ben Affleck as as Bruce Wayne. Very cool. Or you could destroy everything. Like, he is genuinely the best Bruce Wayne that we've ever had. Live action Bruce Wayne we've ever had. Fantastic. Yeah. So for me, 3.5. Sorry, I went on and on. Red.
Yeah. I give it a 3.5 to 7.
Okay.
No, that was gonna be my score.
Okay. Duke.
So
4 point what is what you're thinking now?
Yes. See, my score, right, was 4 point. When I saw as soon as I came out of the movie, it was a 4.5.
You did say 4.5.
No, yeah, 4. No, I know I said 4.25 later on, but what I'm saying is that when I came out,
No, you said 4.5. You said 4.5
when I came out.
Yeah,
oh,
yes,
yeah,
it is.
4.5. It was 4.5, right? Later, when I was thinking about it, I think maybe it should be a 4.25 because I was thinking about the bad CGI and everything. I think, 4.25 because of bad CGI and everything. But I thought to myself, you know what? How much did I enjoy this movie? Right? And when I thought about how much I enjoy this movie,
Okay.
I can't say because of bad CGI I'm going to take away 0.25 anymore. Like,
Okay.
maybe 4.5.
Okay.
Yeah, 4.5.
Today.
4/5
Okay.
for me. I enjoyed the movie, despite there are flaws in it that I've criticized other movies about a lot, and I've gone on and on. But in this movie, the enjoyment far outweighed all the flaws. So a 4/5.
Okay.
Of course, now she be DC. Of course, she be over there. Makes sense.
Hypocrisy. Things you
I'm telling you.
things you criticize in other movies, but because you enjoyed it, it's okay. We'll remind you, we're here.
Look, I gave Black Panther 9/10, right? And that CGI was even, for me, that CGI was even worse. And the fighting was amazing.
It was worse and it was five, but it was worse and it was 5 years ago. Flash has no excuse for that CGI 5 years later.
Look, that Black Panther had no excuse for that fighting.
That is true.
No, I agree. We agree with the Black Panther, but Flash 5 years later has no business giving us something that bad.
And especially that opening set piece, which was the showcase set piece for his powers.
So, sorry, that will go on.
You
didn't give your number.
Sorry. So my score is 3.8. So okay. I'll give it 3.8. I had a good time. No complaints from me. We'll come to the details of.
Yeah.
Was that today? Generally.
No, what's that? Generally, everybody here gave it an A.
No, I don't give it. I don't give it an A. It's just 7.
You gave it 3.5.
Is 70% an A?
Yes.
Is that A minus?
Wait. So that A is the A from old school Nigeria level. We don't do so. A is A. Is also A. What kind of grading is that?
It is that.
What is the cinema score? What is
that's what I want to quickly talk about. Okay. This has the lowest cinema score.
It is poor.
Yeah,
so does anybody know why?
With Batman versus Superman for the lowest cinema score in DC, and that's
ridiculous. Then that's just
and that's really surprising. But that's the cinema score.
Sorry, Daniel.
I can hear some noise.
Daniel is trying to say something.
Daniel's trying to say something.
Okay, I got Daniel.
Yeah, I think you talking about the cinema score and mentioning Batman versus Superman I don't think it captures the craziness of that score. I saw a post on Twitter that was the score the Green Lantern movie had. Yes, Green Lantern 2011. So it's till today it's really confusing how we had that score because we've had the Suicide Squad, we've had Shazam, and then
Black Adam got a B+.
Can I make a comment on that?
Yeah.
Can I make a comment? What you need to understand is you have to divorce yourself from your own enjoyments. What they've done is, as people coming out, they've asked their views on this film. They've taken a little count, and this also that B score tallies with the box office.
Exactly.
It tallies. So the B score is also tallying with. Basically, what it's saying is people thought it's okay, but they're not rushing. They're not going to shout about it elsewhere. People are not going to rush back. That's literally what that score is saying, and it's turned out to be true. Is it only me hearing this some weird echo?
I'm hearing it. I think it's from Daniel's.
Okay.
Good. Daniel, mute when you're not speaking. Let's see. Dakwa, talk again.
Yeah,
it works now.
Okay, it works now.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, I think as surprising as the cinema score is for me, the evidence that it's a correct score is right there in the box office.
No, it's still there, Dakwa.
Tunde, mute yourself.
Dakwa, it's you.
No, it was Tunde.
Is it me?
No, it's
Tunde. It wasn't me. No, I think it was Tunde. Yeah, Tunde. So yeah. as surprised as it is, it seems that people, I don't know what they were saying in this when it came out, but and why people are not going to watch this film. I don't know the reasons. Maybe because we're so invested in it as a geeks, and maybe the normal people and don't feel it the way we're feeling it.
Yeah. I wanted to say this is also shows the disconnect between geeks and regular people, because previous years we've always said, people have always argued that if you make a good film for geeks, that the geeks enjoy it, the audience will generally enjoy it as well. It's when you are trying to please the audience, you end up not pleasing anybody. But we've been seeing signs of this disconnect. With Loki, for example, we all hated it here, but the audience seems to love. That's still the highest rated Marvel TV show, and we can't understand.
When we get to spoilers, there's one particular example of a scene in this film that I think drives home that point. A scene that we all kind of laughed at, but I can 100% sure that in non-public they'll actually be saying, "What is this rubbish?" And we'll talk about it when we get to the movie.
Yeah,
okay.
Spoilers.
Let's. What is the current box office taking of this film?
It's really poor. Globally, it's 100 and something million.
I think 139 or something.
139. This is at this point, Guardians of the Galaxy was 283 million. In the first
Who's is Guardians Marvel or DC?
Moving on. Well, like,
I don't know,
Guardians
just for people
currently on
listening,
track
sorry.
to make-
Well, it's a gun movie, so yeah, it's a DC movie now.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think we touched on Guardians box office. That's 860 something. This movie is looking like it's going to do Black Adam numbers with the poor cinema score. So, except for some reason, it picks up and goes against the grain. But as we all know, the cinema score has always been the most accurate predictor of the box office.
Is the most accurate.
Yeah, success. So,
yeah, okay,
it's a shame.
All right. It's a shame because, like it or not, I'm a big fan of the Flash.
Do we have any theories for why this is this poor?
Do you support it? I think that one has one. That one you're
Yeah,
mute.
a lot of them.
So, can I say why it's not a shame? Oh, sorry, Daniel, you want to say something? Carry on, please.
No, I just said there are lots of theories.
Okay.
Why
For me, there's one reason why it's not a shame. If this film had done gangbusters, I think it would have given James Gunn a headache. So in a way, in almost like a backhanded way, I think this is good for James Gunn.
To reset without
I would
carrying the
disagree with you there.
Without complete.
Without
Okay.
carrying the package.
I disagree with you there. If you had done gangbusters, it would have been really bad for James Gunn because people were expecting them to keep the IP. But I think it should have done better because right now, all it just shows investors is that the well at DC is really poisoned. Despite all the critical acclaim, despite all the, what's this thing called? Positive word of mouth we've been hearing about the movie, it wasn't enough to generate enough people to go and see it on an opening weekend. So it's not even enough it's not that people saw it and said, oh, we didn't like it. People didn't even go and see the movie. So it just shows that there's a lot of work ahead for them.
Yeah, and but the people that did see the movie gave it a B.
Yeah, so I'm
yeah.
No, but like
the
problem is people didn't even go and see it.
It's not people didn't see it.
People didn't even go and see it.
That's the money you're talking about.
Yeah.
No, you're talking about the money there. That's the box office you're talking about there.
Yeah.
But what I'm talking about now is that the cinema score is still a B for the ones who did go see it. They are saying, it's okay.
Yeah,
but it's very funny because I how could this have a score? Okay, if the cinema score is very accurate, right? You're telling me that audiences walked out of Black Adam and Fury of the Gods, feeling better than they did, It's what it is.
Those that went, did they get them? For those that went, not too many people went to see.
Another thing I would say, this movie is coming out on the heels of Across the Spider-Verse, which is another multiversal movie. And I think it's probably the same audience that is seeing both movies. So there might be some comparison going on, some expectations level being set.
Is also
Honestly,
is also baggage from the actor and his shenanigans and people mentally canceling him.
well,
But for cinema score,
We're talking box office numbers now. The people
yeah,
can
for
just
box
show up.
office, I'm not sure because you're
I
not
don't know.
seeing
I'm
that
just
widespread campaign
I
online
don't
to cancel him.
yeah. I'm just throwing it out. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't think Ezra has that pull to make a movie, fail in this like the way it's up. I don't think so.
Yeah,
In
it's not
fact,
necessarily. I understand where today's coming. It's not necessarily that he's making it fail, but there have been a lot of people who are saying that if you watch this movie, you are supporting what Ezra is doing. You are, there have been some wild stuff out there, and Ezra has been very, very limited in terms of the marketing. Regardless
He's
of,
been on lockdown. We've not seen or heard from him.
I think he did one press. I think he did one like junket,
Yeah.
and that was it. So it's been Sasha that's been put forward, a bit of Ben as well, but in reality, we all know it's not Ben's film. But let's be honest, if you want to have a movie out there, regardless of the movie, you don't want the lead to have any kind of, these kind of allegations against him. So it's less about, there will be some people that will tie it automatically to, you're going to watch this film. Oh, so you support people beating women? And it's not like that now. But I've always liked, no, there are people that have interpreted it that way. So
and they bully you into
and they'll bully you into saying, okay, fine. I won't watch it opening weekend. I'll watch it on Max or something when it comes out. But okay.
Another thing is we've rarely seen delayed movies do really well in box office. It's as if the more you delay a movie, the less it does well. And this is the
delayed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we move into spoilers quickly? What you want to do?
Please.
Yes, spoilers.
Right. So any listeners out there who are following us, watching us on live on YouTube or listening later on audio, we are going to go into spoilers. If you've not watched the film, please go away, go and watch a movie, and then please come back to watch the rest of this or listen to the rest of this podcast. Because right now we're going to spoil it to hell. Spoilers, guys.
Okay.
Do we do topics instead of going randomly?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
So what do you want to start with?
Let's start with the.
I want to talk about the Batman.
Or the Batman. Do we start with the Batman's easy stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. So Batman. We saw 3 Batman in this movie.
2.5.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yes, very true. Very true. I had to think for a second.
3 ways to Batman.
What?
Oh no,
Yes.
no, go on. No, sorry. Today you're right. Today's right.
Yeah.
Today's right.
Yeah, we saw 3 Batman
spoilers,
in this
right?
movie.
You're right.
We saw
Yes.
Ben Affleck. We saw Keaton, and if you are still here, please get out.
Go.
Yeah. Then we saw George Clooney at the very end of the movie.
So today we saw 4 because we also saw Adam West.
We saw Adam West. True.
Oh no, yes,
that's true.
in the throwbacks. Yeah,
West.
Yes. We saw Adam West in this movie as well.
Yes.
Did you guys love all the cameos?
I don't think
I liked all of them except Clooney.
You what?
I like all of them.
Yeah. I don't like
I
Clooney.
love the Clooney. I actually love the Clooney.
Yeah.
I like Clooney.
I like all of them.
Why?
Because it genuinely, it confused me more than clarified things for me. Him coming now, I'm like, okay, what does this mean? Now, sorry guys, if you've watched the movie, I assume you've watched the movie at the very end. George Clooney appears after Barry has reset the timeline and made a slight tweak, which we'll talk about as well. And then George Clooney comes out and apparently is the Bruce Wayne of the new multiverse that we're existing, or the new timeline that we're existing, where Barry is existing as well, which we're following. Yeah. Now, I also do not know if Bruce Wayne is Batman here. I don't know. I know Clooney is Bruce, but I don't know if he's Batman.
I think he is.
Well, it has to be.
It's safe to assume, but how do we know?
He is.
Because why is he talking to Barry Allen?
Yeah,
exactly.
Because there's any number of reasons why they could be friends.
No,
really? Any other reason is a stretch.
He's driving the same car and everything.
So he's driving the same car. Okay, I'll agree. I just didn't feel the need for it. It was a wink and a nod, but it felt rather tacked on. It genuinely felt to me. It relax now. It generally felt to me like, now this movie has had like I think they said 4 alternate endings that they had. This generally felt to me like the one that they were like, okay, because there was one that was supposed to be with Cavill and
Gal Gadot.
Yeah, there was one that was
one with Keaton and Sasha.
With Keaton and Supergirl. There was another one which I can't quite remember. So this one feels to me like the safest, and the one they were like, you know what, let's just give a wink and a nod to the crowd, and this will be fine. It felt like something that they just grabbed Keaton on the day that he was free, going to get an espresso, and said, "Can you just come and film this?" Because you were like, okay, the people will like it. And I'll be honest, he didn't even look that great. I felt he looked old, man.
Who?
Clooney. He looked to me older.
Now I think you're nitpicking.
Exactly.
He looks older.
Because Keaton looked old.
Duke, did I tell you that did I tell you that Keaton looks better than Clooney after we
You said it, yes. I know you said it then. Yes, you said it then.
Yeah, but I disagree. I disagree.
I don't agree.
And I think you should watch it again.
I just thought
no.
To be honest, when Clooney came out, I actually thought he looked very distinguished. He had a very distinguished kind of look. I just was impressed. Oh, okay, he looks nice. Yeah, so he looked in good nick. So I had no issue.
He looked older. He looked older than the person who was
for me,
older than he is.
No, but for me, out of those 4 cameos, the last 2 are the ones that God was not going to go for those first 2 anymore, because those first 2 established that would have started that Flash is back in his normal universe.
Yeah.
So it was either going to be Keaton, which I guess was the 3rd one, or the one they went with Clooney, to hammer home the point that Flash is not back. He has not fixed everything. Everything's still a mess.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know,
some things have changed. Yes.
Can I tell you what? When that door opened, do you know who I thought was going to come out that door?
Val Kilmer?
Nope. I thought it was going to be Patterson. I was 100% sure.
Really?
Patterson, yeah. That's who I thought was coming out.
Oh, wow.
So when I saw Clooney, I really thought it was going to be Patterson.
Interesting.
I would have actually really liked that.
Yeah, I actually like Clooney as this thing, because it hammers up the point of the spaghetti universe theory that changing anything changes everything. That's something they drove home in the beginning of the movie. In the middle of the movie when they were trying to explain it. So
did they do a good job explaining it today?
I love the explanation, but we'll talk about that.
Made no
before we start psychoanalyzing this movie, can we just talk about how insanely crazy and good Michael Keaton was?
Yes.
This guy says he has the formula to turn himself right. So basically, you want to fry yourself. Say yes. Let's do it.
Yes. Daniel, what did you think about Keaton in this? Have you ever seen the
He carried it really well.
Yeah, I have, and honestly, the scenes in the Flash, for the how many minutes that he was there, it was awesome. Honestly, when I saw it, I was like, yes, Gunn made the right choice, picking Andy to direct.
There's something Red said. There's something Red said, and he said how capable he was, and he was incredibly capable. Like he went into the silo. Like there's this bit where they need to go rescue Kal-El in Siberia, and that whole bit, he's completely in control. He goes in the back wing. They parachute in. He has no parachute. He goes with his, he goes with his cape. He goes in there. Even when they're escaping, he's like, "What do you weigh?" And he does the math in his head, brings out a ball, thermal grenade or something, puts it on that. So today you're amused. So capable.
I said that was a laugh out loud moment for me. I laughed out when he brought it out. He had to calculate the chart. It wasn't automatic. It was like old school Batman doing his thing.
Another thing that kind of made me enjoy Keaton a lot was this Keaton. I'm not a big fan of the. I enjoyed the Batman films when it came out for that period, but I was never a big fan of Keaton. Yes, I was never a fan of Keaton as Batman, as Bruce Wayne generally, and the Batman of that era, as good as it was, I still felt it was very stiff. It was very fighting. This Keaton Batman in this film is better than whatever he did in the other 3 films.
Oh, absolutely.
Previously.
Of course, come on, mate.
Absolutely,
yeah,
no
now.
question. Night and day.
Stop. What I would actually posit, and for me, this is a personal one. Keaton Batman was better to me than Affleck Batman in this film.
In this film, yes.
Now,
No question.
Now,
in this film now.
Yes.
no,
yes.
okay. The
Yes.
bits. I'm not saying. Okay, let me put it this way: Affleck Bruce Wayne is better than Keaton Bruce Wayne in this film, but Keaton Batman is better than Affleck Batman in this film.
In this film,
In this film, the only Batman is that god awful CGI.
For me,
I don't know. Today it feels like you're either not listening or you don't understand. I'm saying
I don't understand.
Okay, let me explain. Let me explain the last one. Bruce Wayne, Affleck Bruce Wayne, for the short amount of time he was here, was better than Keaton Bruce Wayne. Okay? Keaton Batman was better than Affleck Batman. Forget the length of
not for
time.
me. The action, for me personally,
I agree with you, Cakes. I actually agree.
I think Keaton had more action scenes.
Yes.
But I think the one action scene Affleck had was my favorite Batman action scene.
It was over the top.
It
wasn't particularly. It was genuinely. It wasn't.
I liked it. I loved it.
The costume wasn't good. It looked like what CG people wear. You know this.
I like
the costume was horrible.
It was functional for a reason. I mean,
no, it was. Yes. It had it looked weird.
Like, it was a gadget showcase.
Yeah, no, it had I don't know how to explain it. It wasn't Dark Knight 1. Mm-hmm. The cowl was Dark Knight, but the costume was.
The one thing I did not like about Affleck was his cowl.
Yep.
It was tight. I don't know.
Then the nose was squished.
Yeah, no, the cowl. No, the cowl was bad. That's the one thing I didn't like about him. The cowl was bad, and it had a scrunched up brow. That's the thing I did not like.
It had feet as well. You know, and the costume was it looked like what these CG guys wear when they want to like what they do when we're doing filming Avatar. It has these funny lines. Not a big fan, but for everything, you know, the Keaton costume with the rubber and everything, it was very, very good. I mean, the action scenes with him going against the Kryptonians, going against the Siberian soldiers.
Oh, I hated that.
I loved it.
I also something about Keaton Batman, and maybe it's just only me. As much as I liked him in the movie, the way he quickly accepts Barry's explanation and goes, "Oh, let's set up the lab." He accepts, it felt more like a plot device at times than a real character. The same thing for Sasha as well.
But
they don't feel real because they don't feel. I don't get to experience we don't get to experience their actions are a bit unrealistic for me.
I thought about that and I thought, okay, well, Bruce Wayne in all versions is always going to still be the greatest detective. So what he was saying was not a theory that was completely foreign to him. So it's bringing him okay. So finally this is proof.
Exactly.
Remember, this is somebody that had been Batman and he had given up. He was already hacked into NASA. And he already had the files, but he didn't know what he was looking for. That's how they knew something was in Russia. So it wasn't completely the way I read it wasn't completely strange to him. It was just like, okay, now somebody has brought me proof of
of a theory. Exactly.
Yeah. That's how I read
it. I also read this as a Batman that was partially nuts anyway. He was not all there.
No, he wasn't. Absolutely wasn't. No.
Yeah. So the fact that he was quick to fry Barry to do all those sort of things kind of.
No,
this guy is a bit over the edge.
When we're going into the fight, so you want to go nuts?
Yeah, he's nuts. Yeah,
let's go nuts. Let's get nuts. I mean,
for me, if you go with the explanation that is a bit nuts, that flies. But it's the same problem I had with Sasha as well. Sasha goes away, flies away in rage. I'm not helping humanity. And then after seeing Zod kill somebody, she flies right back and decides to carry him.
Knows what I'm going to say. I was going to come to that.
There's something missing here.
Come to Jesus, moment.
That moment is missing.
It happened again.
I think
just when she was watching, I hate that. It's too convenient and too quick for me in movies.
Sorry, Daniel.
Is Daniel saying something? Sorry.
I'm saying because The Flash is not really, it's not a movie that you see, on its own. It's kind of, I don't want to say it's like Endgame for you guys who fry me, but it's,
I see your
you
point.
can't just
I see your point. No, there's a fan service that's behind it. There's a lot of baggage that you have to have watched or be a part of to understand.
Not just fan service. You can't just hop on and see Endgame. You must have seen.
Yeah, of course, exactly.
So the Flash, you must have seen Man of Steel, perhaps BVS, and some other films. So you could really see. So us seeing Sasha in Rage, it's like uh when Clark came back from when they brought him back from the dead and all of that. So it's someone that has seen all those films, you just go with it. So I think for this movie it's fine. It's because and actually it's not even her it's not her film. So this is a very Barry centric.
Yeah, I didn't have an issue with it. I'll be honest. I didn't have an issue with that.
You see, if it's not a film, then I think they should have been more confident and cut her out from the film completely. I think if the fans, Sasha was perfect in this movie, but if you remove her from the film, remove the entire Siberia plot from the movie, they didn't find Superman and they have to go and face this person alone, it would have worked fine. Because right now, we have a character that enters the movie and doesn't particularly make as much sense.
So do you remember what you said, that this room has gone through 4 directors? It's gone through 4 directors. Now, no. What I'm saying is, it is, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but it is a Frankenstein of a lot of ideas and a lot of people cooking in this.
And to be honest, if you remove Sasha, you can't have the subplot. You might as well go for another plot.
Yeah.
So this subplot works better without Sasha than with Sasha.
Yeah, but you can't have Zod.
Then you write
Zod.
That's the point. Like, you have Zod invading, but you don't have any. Zod comes for one particular reason only.
The Kryptonian on Earth.
Because he wants that genetic code or whatever is inside. If there's no Superman there to come to Earth.
Superman died on the farm or whatever reason. He died on Crash. They killed him or whatever. Like, you can explain that away easily. You can get Zod.
Who is Zod going to be asking to release who they have as a prisoner?
Zod is just coming to terraform. He doesn't need the codex for the terraforming. He's coming to terraform Earth because
he needs the codex.
Wait.
He needs the codex to recreate.
What, for just 4 people? Oh, how? I mean,
exactly. He needs to recreate the race.
What I'm saying is, going back to the point, is that they should have developed Sasha a bit more. I mean, there are some things. There are some stuff they should have done.
Personally,
there's no time.
I'm happy with what I got personally.
The movie is 2.5 hours. There is a 4-hour cut somewhere, but it's this. Now, you said, if you remember, you said that this movie has gone through. I'm sure it's gone through more than 4 directors, actually.
After what? So how many years have we been waiting?
Development hell, like for years and years and years. The script that they submitted. Do you know how many contributors that they had to the script that they submitted from the original? Like basically, when they submitted the script, these are all the names of the people that have written in this. How many can you guys guess, please? Red.
How many
number of contributors to the script, writers and contributors to the script of The Flash. This one that we got.
To guess?
Yes, a number.
I'll say maybe 400.
More. 400, no, Reds now. How 400 people?
You said more.
No, more than 10. Daniel, how many?
More than 10? I don't know. I'm just joking.
I think it's maybe 40 something or so.
45.
Yeah,
Whoa.
45. So that's rewrites, people adding, taking out, adding this. Ezra at one point. So, it's a Frankenstein, but as it stands, not bad. Not a bad one.
It's not bad, but we can only judge by the end product.
Of course. And
this is what the fans are going to, this is what people are going in the cinema to see. So I'm going to watch in the cinema.
But the end product, 45 people. The end product, sorry to say, but you have a problem with the end product. It's not that bad. We're talking about the Sasha bit. No, we're talking about the Sasha bit. And we're saying that it doesn't take anything away from the film.
I think it does.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, to me, it's fair enough. To the things he does, to me, she was one of my favorite parts of the whole film. So I guess it depends on
how did you guys feel seeing Zod and Farah Ul again?
I was happy, but I hated it.
I mean, I was happy with it, and the fact that because we knew them from Man of Steel, they did not need any development. It was just for this is Farah, so fine. They don't need to establish them. We know exactly who they are. What they are. And I loved it. I love the whole, the whole Edge of Tomorrow bit where they kept resetting.
Trying to.
Yeah, I really love that. Yeah, so I didn't mind them.
That set piece, the fighting against the Kryptonians, is the part I think I hated the most in this movie.
You said you didn't
because
like it.
You demoted these guys from existential threats to guys with guns and mooks. Like there was a point where you saw Kryptonians with guns shooting up and down. And I'm like, the CGI also made that entire fight sequence terrible. Instead of like, these people are here to end the world, it's like a schoolyard brawl in the desert with a couple of soldiers and tanks. And I'm like, this fight doesn't feel as epic as it should be, considering the consequences for the fight. And maybe it's budget, maybe it's this thing, but I didn't feel the existential.
I don't think it's budget, because what you have to realize is that existential fight. And this is where you go back to what you said about this is being watching Avengers, has already been shown towards the Man of Steel. This is literally us just seeing a vast point of view of this one particular part of that battle that doesn't go, and they drilled in on that.
Exactly, and this is one part of that battle. But if you, I watched Man of Steel recently. That's probably why, because Man of Steel, every single fight, even the one in Kansas, you felt the power behind the fight. Even when they're fighting, like it was just a brawl in the parking lot with some soldiers, you felt the danger there. Here, they felt like Chitauri aliens from Avengers fighting soldiers on the street. It didn't feel. There are ways you do the action set piece in a scene like this, and you feel, these guys are overpowering.
I understand. I get you. But at the same time, I'm like, how much, in that case, how do two Flashes, one Batman and one Supergirl, take on these Kryptonians who have been on Earth soaking?
Exactly. It makes the loss even, it makes like that feeling of Barry.
You know, it's inevitable.
No, exactly. It makes that loss.
You can't even take them on.
No, it makes that repeating thing even more, how will I put now, more necessary, more consequential, because you are feeling that loss over and over again with the way that these guys cannot overcome it. Like that's where when Barry turns back and say, "Oh, I can't give up. We can't actually win this fight. The world is going to be destroyed." You feel it even bigger than how we felt it in this movie. Because if it's a movie where every time they open Barry goes back in time, you know that these guys are getting absolutely crushed. There's no way out. They try to communicate the bits in the movie, but if the fight had been bigger in scope and they were always losing, not the scene where Keaton is beating up on this guy, what's his name? The giant.
It starts
the
with
giant.
The
giant that almost killed Superman, and Keaton is throwing bombs up and down. If it was a scene where Keaton is those guys are actually beating and wailing on these guys, I think it would have sold that scene a lot more effective for me.
I mean, Keaton destroyed two Kryptonian ships with his Batwing. That alone should have told you that this is a joke now. This is a joke.
So for me, that was Batman. So for me,
yes, exactly.
Batman too.
Exactly.
Of course, you expect Batman to do stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay, so I don't understand.
I don't understand.
What kind of stupid? I have Batman bullshit. Is it that you have Batman?
He's better than Kryptonians.
He destroyed the Kryptonian ship. So what?
This is established. This is established DC logic. So that didn't face me one bit.
I fully expect Batman to take out a Kryptonian ship. I fully expect.
Can I just make a comment?
Yes, I fully expect Batman to do Batman stuff. I mean, why would I not expect Batman to do Batman?
You know what? I swear. You know what? You deserve everything that DC you said. Everything that you get.
Can I just mention that I felt that Shasha's costume is the best super costume I've seen in live action.
No, I don't agree.
I don't think so.
And the coloring, and for me, it is. It to me is a better version of Cavill's.
I don't agree.
Because okay, fine, fair enough. I don't care whether you agree or not. It's the best one. I love everything about that costume.
Okay. It's nice, but yeah. Okay. Daniel, go on. I feel like we haven't heard from you. So tell us, spoiler section, anything that you really loved or didn't like.
For the opening scene,
yes, that set piece, the one with the babies. Go on.
Yeah.
Baby in the microwave.
Yes. I every time I saw that, I was like, this is wrong. I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this.
You don't like what? The whole scene or the microwave bit?
I hate the scene, but I hate putting a baby in a microwave, even to protect the baby. It just feels so uncomfortable for me personally. But go on. Daniel, you said somebody said something?
Yeah.
But do you know that? Okay, go on, Daniel.
Yeah, a baby with a bun. A bun in a microwave or a bun in an oven. Sorry.
You know, he put the babies like plantain.
Yeah. I saw that comment.
I didn't see that.
I like the idea of starting a Flash movie. You know, it's you're starting a Flash movie, and and they're saving some babies. You know, saving the city, and then you have some people from the league, you know, coming in and just helping out. So I think it just, you know, took things from the other movies and just set it up, you know, as we're starting, and then from that moment on, everybody just, you know, it became Barry until, you know, the movie ended. So I think you know, back to the CGI bit, I think perhaps if it was better, you know, you guys would have enjoyed it more, but it didn't really bug me, honestly. And back to the entire bit of the movie, the fight with Zod.
Yes.
I can't I can't tell how satisfying it was, you know, to see Supergirl, you know, give it to Zod. I mean, you know,
I liked that, but ultimately she got her ass handed to her.
And
really, that was good.
Yeah, I like that. That was real.
And I felt him killing her was just, you know, they just have to, you know, write something, because in all the in the few instances, you know, when they went back in time, you could see that she put up a good fight, especially from the first one. You know, I really love her kicks, the way she moves. She's really brutal. You know,
I'll tell you something.
Clark could you know, pull some punches and then, you know, try to hold back a bit. I mean, that's how Superman is. But Supergirl, she doesn't hold back, and I really love that about it.
Yeah, but even on her, let me not say on her best day, but I felt throughout that Zod was almost toying with her. I felt Zod was on a far superior strength and skill level.
Yeah.
From her. Now remember that I understand that, and I will say she's been in captivity for years and years and years, deprived of sunlight. Yeah. So her sunlight recharging is less than 24 hours. Whereas this guy has probably been under the yellow sun for a bit longer. So naturally,
roughly the same time, because he just arrived.
It's about the same time. Yeah, it's about the same time.
Okay, true. No, well, he arrived. Hang on,
he arrived 24 hours earlier.
He's also a trained soldier. Let's not forget. Yeah,
exactly. I'm going to go to that. But no, I agree with you. But I'm going to go to that. But first, he's been under the yellow sun longer than she has. Regardless, she's been starved. We never see her eat or anything. We just see her come out into the sun. That's why she keeps fainting after she has any real exertion.
Yeah.
She was never really fully charged. So, and you're talking about someone who's a trained, like even when other young Barry is doing the whirlwind and she's flying through and punching him out.
But also, I want to point out, even at that point, because that point in Man of Steel, those guys were not fully charged either. They were just, they were also getting, exactly.
They were not flying. She was the only one who was flying.
Exactly.
Like even Zod was flying in this one. But the I don't think, Daniel, that she could have stood a chance against him
at all.
Yeah,
I love that. Like it showed that the only advantage Superman had was because he had been under the sun longer. If not, the advantage of being a trained soldier would have destroyed Superman in the movie as well.
But if we could go back to this, that part just reminded me of something. I like how we see new bits of what Flash could do. The tornado, the what was that stuff?
The electricity.
I liked the tornado, guys. I liked the tornado. I liked it a lot. I liked it a lot. You did your best for the electricity.
Yeah. Okay. I want to talk about Daniel. Are you done?
These are all things. These are all things that we've seen in the comic book.
Yeah. Before we quickly move away, the point I was trying to make earlier, I don't think Kex understood. That microwave baby in the microwave. There was a comic that DC did when they put a baby in the microwave. So it was Superman as a baby. They put him in the microwave, and there was a big hoop. They had to pull the comic. I've actually got that comic. It was a big. They had to pull all the comic, destroy all the issues because there's a big outcry. Yeah. So
okay,
when I saw that, I thought, oh god, I didn't making a laugh at that joke in that that what happened back in the past. Yeah, so that's what came to my mind when I saw that.
No.
And then that woman screamed, and that woman was screaming when she saw him take a baby out of the microwave. Yeah. That made me laugh out loud for that very reason. And
then the microwave went ping.
Yeah.
I was like, what is this? This sequence is trash. Bad. I mean, there are other ways you could have saved multiple people.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen Quicksilver do it twice. Pietro's done it twice. Like, there's other ways you could have saved people from an explosion. But
that was their Quicksilver moment. that was their Quicksilver.
There's one topic I want to talk about with you guys, though. The spaghetti.
Okay.
Now, I would say the spaghetti made sense to me.
Okay.
Yes, it made sense to me. It made perfect sense to me. If we're talking about sense within time travel, which in itself is hard to make sense, it made sense to me.
I know for a fact that if it was Quicksilver, if it was Tony Stark explaining it like this to Quicksilver, and he poured pasta in a bowl, and he said, "That's it. That's time travel. That's the space-time continuum in the MCU." Duke would never allow this.
Duke would have said, "What rubbish."
He would never allow this to fly.
No.
I was okay with it. I was totally okay with it.
Let me tell you what I liked. I liked the fulcrum piece where he says, sorry. So basically he's saying that the Back to the Future theory that Doc Holliday proposes that, okay, you know what, if you go back to this point and you make a change, your timeline skewers and you create an alternate timeline. He's saying that that's rubbish. That's right. So what happens is you don't just change the future, but you also change the past. Okay. Interesting, but I had no issues with.
Yeah.
But at that point where you make that change is where you are the fulcrum and you're the one constant, basically. You're the K in that place.
Yeah.
But then Barry starts saying, but how about, and he just puts a spatula of tomato sauce in Barry's mouth and says, just shut up, eat it here. Basically, it's like, don't try to make sense of it, don't think about it too much. This is what we have, go with it.
No, but that is, you can, like, from the explanation of the fulcrum, you can take it to its logical conclusion of the spaghetti.
It will become, no, I disagree, brother.
I'm sorry. You can. No, you can.
Yeah, you can.
Then you're changing the past. You're just making spaghetti, basically. You're not. These are not like diverging lines that are nice and neat, like someone we're not going to talk about. They're basically, spaghetti.
it's a get out of jail card. I mean, it says it creates a mess, and it's just anything goes.
That's why I disagree with you.
These guys are saying shit.
No, I think even Red, I think Kex, that bit where he put the sauce on, and the guy said, "What about that sauce?" I said, at that time, by that level now, he has stopped his analogy.
He has
just put sauce on. No, that's your sauce.
Sauce was just to eat.
You understand?
Actually,
it was just to eat.
No, he just put the sauce on.
No, I think the sauce. I thought the sauce was foreshadowing.
But in that point, the word he said was that
I know.
For you, but what he said to Barry was that no. I think my explanation is finished. I'm just putting sauce so we can eat food.
No, he says no. He pours it in there and he says that's what you've got, a mess. That's what he said.
No.
No. Because what's the source for?
Let's not take it literally. I think
no. What's the cheese for? What is the Parmesan cheese? Is what he said, not what is the sauce.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cheese. But that's it. You know,
Yeah,
I have no issue. The moment you say things go back and forth, I'm okay with that. In Marvel, they do split lines going forward.
Do back and forth, and you stopped it there.
Yeah,
that's okay.
Yep.
Now,
but
this is where no, and it is where Barry starts to challenge that. That he now puts the spatula in Barry's mouth, a la, don't worry about it. Pours the sauce in there, says that's what you end up with, a mess. Almost like, let's not discuss this any further.
I think it was just shut up and eat.
It was
shut up, and I hear you, but I disagree with you very much.
Okay, but if you change back and forth, there's no way it's not going to be a mess. Like, that's the logical conclusion for it. So I'm not sure why you are doing
change what back and forth.
A mess you can't untangle. It's basically what he's saying.
Yeah.
Remember you. It's a mess you can't untangle, which Barry kept trying to untangle, and he couldn't.
Okay.
So that's why it took for me that, okay, you change if you go back and make a change, you've made your mess. Like, at that point in time, trying to reconnect back in line, it's almost difficult, almost impossible, basically.
Especially because what they're going with also is a closed loop timeline. In a way, which is strange because this is DC. They're not really doing a multiverse.
They're not.
What he was changing his own timeline, messing it up. He wasn't going to another, so he was messing his own timeline up consistently. And my view is there's no way he can even fix it. In my view, there's no possible way he can fix it anymore.
He can fix it, exactly. And
sorry, what are we talking about? Timelines here and multiverses? You're saying that these are not multiverses?
No, these are not multiverses.
But they are multiverses because if they're not multiverses, then why do we have Jay Garrick running? And why do we have Superman?
Those are multiverses.
No. Kex, those are multiverses.
Okay.
What Flash is changing is
what he's changing. He wasn't creating microflashes. He was changing his own.
Got it.
Timeline consistently.
Okay.
Because that thing is, I think for me, this is that we mentioned this in one of the talks on the group, that this is an elegant explanation for multiverses. Right now, for almost any comic multiverse you've seen, even the most rule-based ones, always end up in a mess that they cannot explain because of the rules they've kept in place and they cannot keep to the rules. This way, when you do a multiverse this method, you've already established that changing things changes everything, and you've given the writers already freedom to play around with the multiverse the way they want. So immediately, the consequence of changing it happens.
So you cannot use that there are no.
So I have a agreement / disagreement with this. I'm happy with this version. I'm also happy with the other version. To me, as a writer, you can decide, okay, actually, my rule is going to change forward, but there's very clear rules that you can follow. Let's say, no. Once you've messed it, I'm going for the butterfly effect in all directions. You can't tangle it anymore. I'm okay with both. In a way, if I was going to say, these are comic book stories. If I had to put a pen down and say, in reality, which one will happen, I would actually say it's the butterfly one. I would say it's this one, most likely. In terms of untangling, you make a change, you cannot predict that, and this is what Barry was doing. Barry was thinking, I just changed this thing, all I'm doing is saving my mom. As if it's very linear, and that's how he was thinking about it. But yeah, you move one can, she's slightly slower to do something, somebody else is slightly slower to pay. It's a cascade of effects that cannot be unwound.
Sorry, but you are still thinking linearly, because what we are now expected to believe is that
I'm backwards.
But what we're expected to believe now is that I move a can, and then in 1960, Thomas Wayne dies, and Bruce Wayne is never born.
Because time. To me, time is not even linear. We see linearly. Time is not linear. So that's why I'm okay with that. No, time's not linear.
I don't agree with you.
We experience it linearly,
but it's not.
But it's not. So that's why it works for me.
So that initial explanation, once they said that initial explanation of it changes both backwards and forwards, it's like, for me, it even explains all of this is mess right now. All of this is I think it's even a better explanation for this is multiverse in the comics right now.
Wow, this is the biggest grasping of straws ever. But continue.
No, it's not. Like,
continue.
This is explanations of time travel. They give explanation and they messed up every few years. But this explanation of it changes everything, covers all the nonsense they've been doing for the past few years in terms of comics. I think it offers a lot of room, and I liked it.
Yes, I
Can we jump to it? Can we jump to the multiverse when they showed up the multiverse?
Yes. Okay. Yes. Let's.
Yes.
I think.
Daniel.
Go on, Daniel.
Easier, just to like show footage. You just get clips from all these shows and all these movies. Right? It would have possibly been cheaper than doing this whole CGI. But in Andy's defense, anyway, I know Kex is going to fry me for it, but in Andy's defense, I think I agree with him. It's meant to look weird. It's just that it's meant to look weird, yes, but it's also looking kind of bad. It's not really it's staying right with the audiences, but it at least from the CGI you can see that it's very intentional. It's not something that they try to do stuff.
That was making space. Now let me just ask you a question. What's his name? What's his name? Nicolas Cage, right?
Yes.
He really came on set to film it, right?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Really there.
Okay.
So I don't know of that.
Yeah.
No. Apparently, he was really there. They didn't CGI Cage. Cage actually came on set to film his secret.
You mean but technically they CGI.
Technically. So what I'm saying is that if you're saying this was not purposely bad, they could simply have used Nick's face, right? But they had to CGI him to make him look like everyone else because they were going for a look inside the multiverse.
No. That's wrong. Duke, that's wrong. Duke. And this is why I say that is wrong. If you're talking about, let's talk about two different things here, okay?
Yeah.
One is when he's in that chrono bubble thing, and he's running, and then you see images of his parents and all that stuff is getting.
You see the time passing.
The time passing. That's different from when he's looking up and he's seeing Christopher Reeve, George Reeve.
So those are all different. Those are all different.
Multiverses. Yes.
Yeah.
That's different. So the CG there, the de-aging CG, which they would have used for Nicolas Cage's face, is quite poor. So there, if Nick came on set, they should have de-aged him to do that. But the de-aging is quite bad. Yeah.
Can I ask, why do they need to de-age him?
Why do they need to de-age him?
Yeah.
Because to make him look like Superman and to put the hair. I mean, Nicolas Cage looks proper old.
And now old Superman.
It could be, So
no, guys, let's be honest. It won't look good. It won't look good. Nicolas Cage, it won't look good. Why are we talking about this now?
I actually agree. He has to look like the images that we saw.
It won't look good. No,
it won't look good.
He has to look like Superman.
That scene, but all the Batmen are different ages.
No, red.
So the Superman can be different ages.
Red. It will look good. What are we talking about now?
He has to look like the images.
Okay, so guys, this guy had long hair. It was not going to look like a Superman anyway. But
but it will look like
another issue.
We've all seen the test footage.
Okay. So right. So can I make a point here? And this, earlier in the non-spoilers point, I'll say that there's a scene I want to talk about. This is what I'm saying. This scene is an example of where you lose the 95% of the audience.
Go on.
That scene only makes sense to 5% of us.
Yeah.
That scene that only makes sense to 5% of us. Yeah. Even a lot of geeks don't know about Nicolas Cage. So what is this nonsense?
Okay.
And I said, so I loved it. It's so to me, but I can imagine people scratching their head.
There was one idiot.
Even Jay Garrick would have made sense to a lot of people.
But if you've not seen any of these things, the idea is that all these people are different versions of these characters. So you don't have to know the history of them.
No, but I know some people saying
You can't use old
You go
Nicolas
on.
Cage as he is today. Nicolas Cage
but-
has
No.
through drug issues and all that.
To
you can't
me-
use Nicolas Cage as Superman now.
Kex,
So I'm talking
there's no
about
difference
half
from
the
what I
age
saw.
You have
There's no
to-
difference from what I saw.
you have
And
to DH him.
why?
But-
No, why?
You cannot use
you have to give me a
Nicolas-
reason why.
Go and look at Nicolas Cage as he looks now, and you want to just how do you want to make him Superman? How?
That part, right?
How?
It's okay.
I don't understand.
You cannot use old Cage.
We saw Michael Keaton looking like a bomb in the beginning of this film.
We all know Michael Keaton from 89 and 91.
We've only seen one image of Nicolas Cage as Superman, and he looked like that. They had to use that. They couldn't use now.
And this is my point. No, they didn't have to use that. You're saying
They
we.
didn't have to use
This
that.
is
That's
like
fine.
a 1% of
They
it. Yes.
They had to.
No,
They should
if
have
they were
just
going to use
aged
old
him.
Nicolas Cage, they
All
would
it had to be was
Why would they use
no.
old-
To me, all it had to be was Nicolas Cage.
No,
all it had-
why did you use old Nicolas Cage? Why? I
It was Nicolas Cage. That's all it had to be.
You know what? Let's agree to disagree. They've gone with this.
So
They've gone with this.
I didn't catch
They've
that.
gone with this. They've
There are
gone
two
with this.
things. There are two topics
Yeah.
I want to quickly touch on that. The
Go on,
multiverse
go on.
collapsing together. For me, that felt like an incursion for Marvel Secret Wars. And also,
Absolutely.
I was like, oh wow, so this is actually giving me the vision of incursion, first of all, and that's really good.
And they did it very poorly, though.
Yeah,
That
but
was
like, I
really-
like
that was
As
really
DC
good.
does things.
You're not going to
Yeah,
give credit
there's
to the
no
people that own it.
crisis.
No.
crisis.
Let
I
him.
know that
No.
one.
Let him do it. He did it poorly. Go on.
It didn't do it poorly. I liked it.
It's like you
I
go
wouldn't
to
say it
somebody's
was
house.
poor. I mean,
It
what
was
was- I mean,
poorly. It was
it wasn't
poor.
No, see,
The
Kev,
CG was poor. The whole idea wasn't explored.
no,
It was just
the
like,
style. The
look,
style
the universe
was-
is compulsive.
the style
Yes.
of Flash, the way Flash was running back in time, where he
Yes.
runs, where he enters the Speed Force and he sees all the family, all the people in his moment of his life come together, and then we
Yeah.
see it's actually a circle that shows his
Yeah.
own timeline that is fulcrum around him, and then we see other. I think I really like the idea of visualizing the multiverse in a way. It's simple for people to understand. You see Superman and all of them, and then when you see the worlds colliding, that
I'll ask
feels
a
like
question.
how.
I'll ask a
Citizen
question.
thought. Yeah.
I'll ask a question. And I need you people to explain this thing to me. So, how is Flash affecting his timeline? Flash's impact on his timeline affecting the multiverse?
It's
Is-
pushing.
was that
I think it's
explained?
pushing his own multiverse out of sync with the rest. That's my guess, because it's not
Okay.
really explained. Because we are seeing the multiverses collapsing into each other.
Yes.
Because of how
Yes.
much it's changing things, so it's like moving his own out of sync with the rest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was
Yeah,
like, how
to
does
be honest,
the time?
I had that issue as well. I figured, okay, mate, God knows what he's doing. I remember it's not just Barry; it was also that other guy.
It's the other guy. It's the other guy that kept making
The other Barry.
changes.
Yeah.
that was
yeah,
one of
yeah.
the
yeah.
issues.
So I was thinking, okay,
Okay.
can we
So
talk
this is
about can we talk about Reeves and Helen Slater, please?
Yeah.
That
I'll
that
be
I
honest.
clapped.
Which of the
So-
reads?
I clapped.
Which of the reads?
Christopher.
So Christopher, not George. Christopher
Because we saw
Reeves.
George also.
Christopher Reeves.
So
Yeah, we saw George as well. Yeah.
a lot of people online have massive issues with Christopher Reeves being digitally reanimated. Let's use that word. Yeah.
I mean,
People
There's
need
been
to calm down.
wait.
what were they
Yeah.
expecting? What were they?
Wait, there's been a lot of there's a word that they've been using and they're calling it digital necromancy. And basically the man is dead. The only time that the man ever allowed his rights to be used of him walking, because he was quite an advocate of being in a wheelchair and everything after the accident, was I can't remember if it was for a particular movie or an ad or something. But I didn't have a problem with it at all. I had a huge grin on my face when I saw him, and I actually thought it was well done.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought the Helen Slater
Very well
one
done.
it was
well done as well.
But
Yes,
yeah, but now I see the argument of people against it. I'm not
I
sure how many.
see it.
Yeah,
No, but
like
pleased me to see
No,
him.
but there's
And I-
Right.
like
So
Marvel-
can
it's like Marvel
I make one
doing
comment?
Stanley cameos in movies
that one
now,
make the
even
comment.
after
Yeah,
he's dead.
that one.
Can I make a comment? And
Yeah.
this is, I know people are gonna flame me for this because people get emotional over certain things.
No,
These
not
people
this.
have. No. Can I just? No.
Yeah.
These people, when they sign this right, they sign to write their image rights
Yeah.
on those things.
So as
They stand away
Superman,
to the companies.
he doesn't
he's-
own. They have they own the right.
Superman.
Yes.
Yeah.
As Superman, they
Yes.
own.
That's the one. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So
Yes.
putting him in civilian
I-
clothes might be a problem, but with
Mhm.
that Superman costume, dead on right.
Those contracts. Those contracts state things like in perpetuary, throughout the galaxy, and all that kind of stuff.
That you don't have a problem with this, but
I
you would have had a
think
problem if
Daniel is
after
trying to say
Stanley
something.
died, they kept on using Stanley, even if he's in his outside he's in what's this called? What's the all the
that why I disagree with you, and I will explain it after Daniel says what he wants to say. Sorry, Daniel.
Oh, okay.
No, actually, I'm not going to say anything. Actually, yeah.
Oh, okay. So Daniel, sorry.
What? Yeah, go on. Go on, carry on. I thought today was the one talking, but you can't.
So they had to get clearance from the Reeves estate to do this, and it begs a real question that just how much leeway is a company, because they are using his likeness. So forget that it is their property. No. You cannot do that. Yeah. You cannot actually use someone's likeness.
So it is PR. It is PR. For them to go talk to them.
They could not have done that. I think they could.
No, I do not think that they have the rights to do that.
Especially after he's dead.
I do not think they have. And I will say something. Just a second. Just calm down. I do not think Marvel have the right to use T'Challa's likeness in a movie.
Exactly.
It is unethical.
It's immoral,
and I'm pretty sure have they? Where?
Wakanda Forever.
Where did they do it?
What are you talking about?
Where did they do it now?
They didn't use image in Wakanda Forever.
You need to calm down. I'm talking about them using the likeness, like not that recordings or recordings that they have of him. I'm saying you doing digital recordings of the person doing something when the person didn't do it in real life. I'm not saying that you use the person that you everything that they use of him is actual footage. So this isn't footage. This is them showing him doing something. There is an argument to be made. Now, they had clearance from the Reeve estates.
So why are they complaining?
Both of them.
No, I'm saying
why are they complaining?
Exactly. We're not complaining about this one, but we are saying
no. Keck said there's an outcry.
Yeah.
Yet the estate of the person, the family agreed. People are shouting.
I'm not even sure. Like the family agreed, but if you're explaining to your family and they're using it to keep on making money, like
it's something to consider, is what I'm saying.
They would have paid the family some money now.
Honestly, but I don't think.
Did you want to say something? Oh, sorry, Daniel.
For us to get to this stage, I believe the family will, they have given their permission, and if it's not fine,
they did.
Probably wouldn't have been there. So I guess I think people should just calm down a bit, because if this wasn't, if Warner Brothers hasn't done the right thing, probably by now there could be a lawsuit flying around. So I guess it's you could feel uncomfortable, but going to these talking about how unethical it may be, I think if the family or whatever the estate agree to that, I think it's fine.
Even with the family agreeing to it, I still have some problems with it a bit. Like I can't imagine, like even in the future, even if the family
can this still show old Superman, old
footage? Yes, it belongs because it belongs to them.
They can show old
footage because it belongs to them.
Exactly. So
no, footage is different from you.
Like, imagine them bringing all these actors and reanimating them.
What he did could easily have been taken from old footage. He stood, he looked. I mean, they could have.
This is fine with me.
This was. I was happy to see him.
Yeah, I'm not arguing against it. Yeah, I loved it. It was fine. But like the argument against this in future, that it opens the room for them saying, "Oh, this guy is dead," but because we have license from his family, we can use him to act on entirely.
It creates the conversation.
It's a kind of bombs.
No, it creates the conversation for current artists to know what to sign off on their rights and image after they die. So it's a good
after they die.
Yeah, so
and I think in this time it's really important. There's also the stuff of AI.
Yeah,
exactly.
All that stuff.
Yeah,
I mean, I see the argument. I just don't agree with it, but I do.
That's
see
no, that's it. Yeah. No, I was happy to see him, and Helen Slater looked really well. She looked good. It wasn't her, but I was like, this is the first time we've ever seen them together. She never appeared in any of his movies, and he was never in her movie. So I was like, this is really nice. Even Jay Garrick, watching Jay Garrick, I was like,
it was Jay Garrick,
yeah. I was like, this is good. This is good. This is fun.
Okay. There's one topic I really want to touch on, and I want to compare Across the Spider-Verse with this. especially in how they handle the resolution and the plot of both of them. Because for me, we have essentially the same storyline with Miles and younger Barry.
Okay. Got you.
With Miles and younger Barry, Miles wants to go and save his dad from a canon event that they've told him will lead to the destruction of the universe. Younger Barry wants to keep his mom alive, despite knowing it will lead to the destruction of the universe. Miles is portrayed as heroic. Younger Barry is told to let go. So they are sending different messages for almost the same problem. What is your take on it?
What the consequences are? So in Across the Spider-Verse, we are not sure that Miguel is right. We actually think
assuming Miguel is right, because assuming Miguel is not lying and is right.
I think
that's a very good question.
And when I was watching this, I was very curious to see how they were going to resolve it before evil Barry came and with his shards and everything. Before that, I was curious to see how they were going to resolve this. I was curious to see how older Barry was going to convince younger Barry to let go of his mom, despite him saying, "Oh, she will always be alive she'll always be alive in somewhere in the universe or something like that." And I was like, "What the fuck are you telling me? Are you telling me?" And this is why I absolutely loved the acting of Ezra Miller in that piece as younger Barry, where he's like, wait, you told us that I'm a superhero. You told me that I'm a superhero. I was just going about my day, man. Bro, you just came into my life. I loved the way Ezra Miller acted there. Because he was someone that was like truly like, you brought this shit into my life. I just went home to do my laundry, and now you're telling me that I have to let my mom die. I think they kind of got away with it by introducing the evil Barry there, and like they brought almost a personification of evil, and by making him even look, scarred and with all the shards and everything sticking out of him, it was like, oh, that's the big bad there. And then Barry makes a decision. Young Barry makes the decision to save older Barry by jumping in front of that blade. Otherwise, I believe that young Barry would have made the same decision, that I'm not letting my mom die.
Yeah.
I don't think he would have. I don't. If he loves his mom the same way our older Barry Allen loves his mom, there's no way he would have let that woman die. I don't see it. I think they wrote themselves out of that corner. Otherwise, if those two have to go up against each other, they'll both fight for what they believe was right. That's my take. Okay, anybody. What did you think today?
Yeah, because I liked that them asking that question.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure they were going to resolve it, but I was really hoping against the resolution they give.
Okay.
I really wanted it to be a face-off between younger Barry and older Barry. Then go it. It would have been painful to watch, but I think it would have been a really emotional sequence. Barry understanding the consequences and younger Barry still headstrong, trying to save his mom. And we try to sympathize in between. I would have loved that scene to play out really well.
I was the opposite. I didn't want to see it. I was like, I don't want to see these guys fight. Like
I didn't want to see fight. Especially I didn't want any more fight.
Yeah, because I really, really love the way younger Barry stepped up to the plate. From someone who was scared and didn't want any of this stuff, and from the first second when he gets slashed, and Barry's like, "No, shake it off. Like, we have to do this." And then I was just in love with him and his obsession with resetting everything and making everything fine.
Yeah.
And the callback to when he was doing his homework and he was like, I have to get it right. I was like, this is some really good
But
acting.
I want to ask you guys, what is the heroic decision here? Letting the mom die or saving the mom?
I think the heroic decision is letting the universe or timeline collapse.
And letting the mom die.
And letting his mom die.
Yeah.
So would you tell Miles to do the same thing if we knew for sure that Miguel wasn't lying? Would you tell him to let his dad die?
No.
Why?
I can't tell someone to let their it's a decision the person has to make, and then I'll respect it, but I cannot say, because I wouldn't fuck all of you. My mom lives. I was like, I cannot abide by letting. Yeah, it's a decision that's what makes that person a hero. But for me, I'll be like, save your mom, man.
So you'll tell them save their mom and doom everybody else.
You're a hero. You have to try this. Making a conscious decision to let someone die is so difficult. It's so difficult. Like I don't know. What would you? So for you, would you say?
I don't know. I honestly don't.
Are we talking about
why the question is interesting for me. So we are comparing Across the Spider-Verse and Barry Allen, like Miles and younger Barry.
Yeah.
The decision they are faced with, like Miles to save his dad to prevent the canon event from happening, and younger Barry to let his mom die to prevent the universe from being destroyed. And I asked them the question, like, what was the heroic decision to make there?
For me, in a way, if you talk about younger Barry, in a way, his situation is very similar to Miles, because this is something to him that's not happened.
Yeah,
never happened. What you're saying is you're going to go back and change the past to not have it happen. Honestly, I don't know why older Barry would even say anything like that to him. It's like a moronic suggestion to anybody. Like, Daps. Like an older Daps will say, oh yeah, younger Daps. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna kill mom in the past because I'm coming from the future. So first of all, I have to believe that what you're talking even makes sense. For Barry, the older Barry, it's something more understandable for him to be able to do because his mom has been dead for years and years and years. It's an idea he's got used to already, and he's trying to put it back to where it was before. But yeah, I think it's harder. Now, would I? I doubt I would as well, if I'm being honest. Similar, as Miles, I'm with Miles, and I'm also I don't know what, I would not want that to happen. No, I don't think I'll do it.
Even though you know the consequences is the destruction.
No, to be honest, I wouldn't believe it. Remember, the events Barry's describing that Zod came here, he did all of this. It's something that's never happened. I'm taking your word for that. This will happen. Why would I believe that maybe we will also succeed in stopping it somehow in another way?
Yeah, but this is the thing. I wouldn't either, and that's what I told today. But younger Barry could literally see the impact on the multiverse. He could see.
When I was doing the running around and
when they were in the chrono ball or whatever, he could literally see the impact.
Let's call it the chrono bubble.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. Like, so Daniel, did you want to say something? I think you were saying something. Sorry.
Yeah, I was saying that there's every chance you save and probably you won't have a world to live in. So what's the point? So I guess that's that's what the older Barry is saying. Yeah. That the younger Barry doesn't see. So
yeah, and he hasn't had the experiences of the older Barry at all. Like he's had a mom that still did his laundry up until he was 18. So how do you expect him to just let go of that? It's a difficult choice. Now I have one last thing I want to touch on, and that's the cans.
The what?
The what?
The cans of tomato sauce.
Oh, the cans. I was the cans.
Yeah, and these cans.
So yeah, go on.
Yeah, so I mean, I have no issue with the cans, right? I understand what happened there, right? So he took basically at that moment, he just realized that, if I move all the cans to the top, my dad
will look up.
And he'll have to look up. I had no problem with that.
Yeah. So
my only issue was that I'm thinking that fine, you move all the cans up, you're creating some butterfly effect, right?
Yeah.
But remember, we know that his mom dying is what is it called? Something
inevitable intersection.
Exactly, inevitable intersection. So that is more powerful than
right. Sorry. Why? What do we mean by? See, this is why we're very careful with words. What do we mean by inevitable intersection?
Like it's always going to happen. You can't change it.
No, you can't change it.
You can't change it.
Yeah,
it's always going to happen. That's what.
Yeah.
It's always going to happen.
No.
Yeah. If you change it, something breaks.
Something breaks.
No. If you change anything, something breaks.
No. If you change an inevitable intersection, something. It's a canon
there is
event.
no
If you-
inevitable.
No.
Wait a second.
Isn't that the same thing as when Zod was
Wait a
getting
second.
The
was
only
killing?
difference is the difference simply is the consequences of that particular change looks way more massive in terms of Zod 1.
Yeah.
That's the only difference with that. Okay, if I do this, I can't stop Zod winning.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what's the difference between what that one?
Yeah, so no. So you can't change it.
I just said that. I literally said if you change it, something breaks.
The world doesn't die. You see, this is what do you mean the world dies? Zod takes over. There's nothing saying that maybe 10 years later, some humans come back and win it back. He just knows that I don't like this consequence. Hence, I'm going to go back and change it. Now, he changed it, he let that die, and then he did something slightly different. Okay, let me save my dad instead.
Yeah.
Now, it seems, and I will use the word seems, that seems like a better outcome. But again, he doesn't know, he really doesn't know that maybe that's going to cause something worse down the line.
True.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
That's why I mentioned. That's why I'm bringing it up because.
No, is this what you're using about something that can't change? No.
No. It's not that you can't change it. When you change it, something big happens. And in this case, what happens is Zod wins.
Yeah.
Because Kal-El, all those other people, they're not born and what not.
Yeah,
so,
correct.
What I'm saying is, okay, so let me try to game this.
Yep.
Barry goes back in time and takes a can of tomato sauce and puts it in his mom's shopping cart. Yeah. And his mom lives, and then there's all this other stuff that happens after it, right?
Correct. Yep.
Barry finds out. Barry goes back and doesn't stop Barry from putting it in the shopping cart. Waits for Barry to leave and then goes, takes it out and puts it back. But then he now moves everything, the whole shelf up, thereby creating almost a Type C universe, right? He has prevented his mom dying and Zod coming and winning, but he has created something else. So Barry
hasn't prevented his mom dying.
Okay.
No. I allowed his mom to die.
He has allowed his mom to die. He has allowed his mom to die, yes. But he's also created something else.
Yes, correct.
Yes.
Which we don't know.
Yes,
we know.
But we're assuming it's not as serious as
serious. Yes, exactly.
Correct.
We're assuming it's not as serious because we don't know what that means.
And this is the problem I have with Barry. He's looking at consequences. He knows, and he's not thinking about, oh, okay, I saw this consequence. Okay, fine, all right. I can't do that. But my dad now, I can say my dad's the consequence to my dad is only like 2 weeks in the past. Is that can't be that bad, and he did that. But he doesn't really know that it can't be that bad. God knows what that has done. What happens now? 2 weeks later, he finds out that Zod never came. He kind of delays it by 2 months, and Zod's not coming in 3 months' time.
We don't know. Yeah,
exactly.
Or
so
maybe there was never a Zod, but there was also never a Superman.
Yeah, true. He might get lucky, and the changes are not that bad. But what he did to me is equally stupid. Either way,
it's highly irresponsible.
You see, for me, that would have been the plot of a sequel film. Because in this movie, Barry didn't let this lesson. We see a sequel film where he makes things even worse than it is. And then until he learns to live with the choices he has made.
So,
Yes.
Because probably never see.
No.
See, I'm even happy because whatever sequel they're going to be doing is not going to be as dark as what I'm imagining for Barry right now. Changing the universe anyhow.
This is not getting a sequel.
No, he's just saying.
Andy Muschetti has gotten a sequel, and I'm happy he's not getting it because I'm free to stay in my head canon of whatever sequel I can imagine in my head.
No, I'm happy with that.
And I just want to talk about the ending a bit. The bit with Clooney and according to sources, actually they said there were 3 endings. That's including this one. So there's the 4. Clooney. No, it's
4.
3. I think it's
4.
There's the Clooney ending. There's the one with Sasha and Kate, and then there's the one with the lead. I love this for two reasons. Well, the first one, it's open ended. So let's say Gunn looks back at the Flash and tries to see how he can weave it into the DCEU. That's if he wants to do that, or if let's assume.
No, we should not.
Okay. Let's assume on another world, the Flash is making. In fact, right now the Flash is at 300 million at the worldwide box office. After
Thank
4
God
days,
it's not.
yeah, and then it's on its way to making 1 billion, and then they're coming back to the table thinking of how they're doing a sequel. So it's the ending with Clooney. That there are still problems. Barry he's not done yet. So I like that. And then the most important thing, which ties in with the whole theme of the movie, is that this ending it doesn't have Henry in it, doesn't have Affleck, it doesn't have Gal. Everything. They're all gone, and
Yeah.
as I said, it goes with the theme of the, which is moving on. Just some things can't be. And if you bring that to the DCEU, I think everybody just needs to move on, honestly, because I imagine we would probably have had a Snyder cut situation,
Oh
because
God.
Go and
some
talk to
people will be
them.
like,
Oh, they're here listening to you. Tell them.
so some people will be like, okay, Henry is at the end of this film, Gal is at the end, everybody is still there. So what's
Bring them
going on?
back.
Warner Brother,
More
bring them
campaign.
back, and then and Andy has already said there's a 4-hour cut. So it's just so please, I love how this ended. Everybody has to move on. Henry is already out, Gal is out, Affleck does not want to be Batman anymore, Ezra probably is out as well. Ray Fisher,
Oh, it's
long
out.
time.
We don't know.
Oh, okay.
Ray,
We don't know.
yeah, so I
Raise the outer
Raven.
Raise
Raise
under.
the outer court.
Raise not even out, it's under.
Honestly, if Ray came to me to hire him as Waterboy, I won't hire him.
so
He
yeah,
didn't do my job.
honestly, I it's the end of the DCU for me. Blue Beetle, I take it as
Oh, we have news
Yeah.
on that.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah.
One thing I just
James Gunn has said Blue Beetle is a DCU
Part of the-
character.
Yeah, DCU, yeah.
Okay.
He's part of the new universe.
Duke, you were going to say something?
Yeah,
Sorry,
I'm trying to say one thing about this movie, and some of you might not agree with me, but this movie was genuinely funny. Like
It was.
Oh,
Oh shit!
no,
There is
yes.
one. It was
It
funny.
was genuinely funny. Like the laugh out moments were real laugh out.
So
Flash running in slow motion after
no,
he lost his powers. God, I was
Stop it.
laughing like a madman in that.
okay,
scene.
I wasn't really laughing much at that
Because
part.
it's making the joke you were making about him, how he runs,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
when you see
Yeah,
it in
was
slow motion,
doing
it looks even worse.
But something I
What
think
thing-
they
Okay.
did well was with his mental issues and stuff into
Neurosis.
his neurosis or whatever it is, into the narrative of how he told the jokes. I think those landed well. I think those are well done.
Yeah.
I
Look at this guy, like, we know your shenanigans, and like it looks like you're trying
I
to tell
agree.
us you really have problems that you're
I
acknowledging.
agree.
I found some bits
That was good.
quite funny, but there are also some bits I didn't find funny.
Like
Yes.
Like
Yes.
Like a lot of the ones with his roommate, all that whole roommate bit, I didn't. I was just going, what's all of this?
it wasn't that.
The random people in his room.
oh okay
Yeah, some I found funny, some I didn't.
oh
But
the Back to
overall,
the Future Eric Stolz.
I enjoyed that. But this is my neurosis of about whenever I watch films like this, I always place myself in the shoes of that person as to how I would explain what's going on or how I investigate. And when people don't do that, the way I would have done it, I get irritated. But that's a me thing. So I can't blame the film for that. And I don't expect people to act the way I do, to be honest. But like for argument's sake, now, let's say all of a sudden you find yourself with powers or you're in the past. We've all in our minds at one point like worked out what would you do to convince somebody, what are the steps you would take in a logical manner.
Yeah.
Which most movies never do.
I did find some parts of it funny, but there were some parts I did not find funny at all.
Like
I did not, like I've said this before, and I know this part was supposed to be funny. That sequence with the babies was supposed to be funny.
Nobody found that funny.
I didn't find it funny. It was
So
uncomfortable.
I laughed too. I was like, I laughed.
That was painful.
Yeah.
I laughed.
They shouldn't have bothered with that.
No. The bit where he gets his powers, and young Barry gets his powers in the college room, and he runs out, burns off his clothes.
I laughed.
Causes. I didn't like that because it was very Benny Hill.
Slapstick.
He's slapstick. Oh, thank you. That's the word. It was very slapsticky. I did like it. I was like, and it was just a little too much. Runs, comes back naked. There's a circle of fire around him. He blows up all the transformers, or and there's like a blackout, and it was like, okay, this is supposed to be funny, but it is not working for me.
It was Sonic
for you especially.
Yeah, that's why I said for me, right? But yeah, there were some parts that, but to Red's point about his tics and ADHD and I just really, really, really enjoyed the way Ezra played that. Where his eyelids, his eyelids are flicked. Like, I literally have a colleague who's like this, and when he's talking, you have to let him finish before, otherwise, he just needs to get it out of his system. And I like the way they leaned into that, because people do have that. And when he's sitting, he's always like, shaking his knee. You know people who are like that. He's always fidgeting. I just like that. Yeah, this is a reasonable consequence of someone who, not only has that, that kind of neurosis, but also has super speed. So everything else that you're doing is like super slow. Seems like, okay. When he goes in the morning to get his food, I really enjoy that bit. And he's like, okay, can I get a PBJ and blah, 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 blah. Where's the girl? That serves me all the time? That is generally how they are.
I got anxious in that scene.
But because of the OCD that the guy had, and you were like, oh, why?
I was thinking, give him I wanted to ring that coffee guy. Just give him a sandwich.
And the guy was like, gisting. I was like, okay, come on.
So you could clearly see that the guy was getting agitated.
He was agitated. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
very agitated.
The long story.
But yeah, all in all, I thought some parts were really fun.
Let's circle back to Ezra a bit. Two things. Number one, I don't know whether it's him, because we are at the end of the DCEU, and I think his style of running, I think that is his idea, because
it is his idea. He said it before.
It's his idea.
Yeah. He said it before.
I did not know that. It's Ezra's idea itself.
Yes.
Okay.
What was the explanation?
He said that
he's like gliding. Yeah.
Yes, that he said that it is like a figure skater running through something, not traditional, not a sprinter. And he said this for Justice League. It was in Justice League that he started this, and it was like his idea is like it's the way a figure skater would run through the speed force.
Now I'm even more annoyed at this.
And they greenlit this, and they said yes, keep it up and carry on. Yes, well done. Good job.
We didn't agree to this, not Zach. No.
Zach changed it after people vexed. Zach did his. Zach,
that was not a reshot scene.
That was all Zach. In Justice League.
In Justice League. At the end of Justice League, it looks way worse. At the end of Justice League, there's a part that he's running, and it looks so bad.
Yeah.
But in Zack Snyder's Justice League, when he's running to reset time, it doesn't look as bad.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't look as bad at
all.
But
the same way here too, when he's running through the time force,
it doesn't look as bad.
Not
bad.
There's a difference.
Yeah, true. Even here too, it doesn't look. But when he's doing it in the real world, it just looks Daniel, you were saying something about this running.
And the second thing we haven't. I don't know if we've talked about his costume. Like, what do you guys think?
The what?
The costume.
Me for me. I was mad by his costume.
And that last moment was younger Barry cutting out the horns from Batman.
I like the ring. That was just a whole nostalgia shout out.
The idea of the ring I liked. I didn't like the execution of it.
I have a question. Is that costume CG in some parts, right? I don't mean the lights. I mean the rubbery feel. It looks like it's CG in some parts and not actual rubber latex.
I have no idea.
Okay, and especially at the end scene, I want you to take note of it. At the end scene, in the battle in the Mojave Desert, there are some bits there that I am almost certain it is CG.
Everything there was CG now. That was like video game.
Okay, fine. But his
You know,
costume...
That was like iPhone video game.
No, if you play video games a lot, when the two Barrys and Supergirl came, you know, there's this thing in video games when, you know, it goes from the is it the third person view to the first or something like that. You know, the way the camera panned around, it's like when there's a cut scene in a game, and then after the cut scene, you know, it goes back
live
to
action.
the play and
Shift that too.
yeah. So I perhaps it was intentional. I don't know.
That one was not intentional. That was just bad. Nothing intentional about that.
And another nitpick. Another thing I wish was changed was the music in that scene. You know, I'm a kind of person, you know, scenes like
like
that.
this.
You know,
I like this.
I just prefer the standard
like this.
cinematic, you know, movie.
I
right?
liked it. I won't lie.
Yeah.
I know the part you're talking about. The part where they're running together and like holding each other and kicking off each other.
Music.
I liked it. Yeah, it was poppy. Yeah, it was. I quite like that. The costume in some parts I felt it looked like Zod, not Zod, General Z in Power Rangers. I don't know if you guys ever saw Power Rangers, but there was a villain there called General Z, and it looked like that in some parts. But in other parts, it looked.
Now we know why. Now we know why we didn't see it. Why we should never see it.
And some parts I liked it. The thing is with the Flash, there's not. It's difficult to get a really good costume. I think they did as well as they could. Kind of like with Green Lantern.
I think this costume. I think this costume looks worse than the TV costume. I don't like this costume at all.
I don't remember what the TV costume looks like.
Well, they have a few iterations.
Nope.
But for me, this is even worse than what's on the TV one.
Okay.
I don't know why they. I don't know. Well, I guess it's a Snyder's choice. I guess.
So, no, it's been. This isn't the Justice League costume. There's been some changes.
It's still. I can see its history. Yeah, the template traced from there. You know, with the kind of materials they decided to make it look it was made of.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen worse, but yeah, the costume is one thing that never really appealed to me, if I'm being honest.
Okay.
I like seeing oh god, I forgot his name now. Jay Garrick. That was great.
Yes, it was good to see Jay Garrick, and I'm going to put in a link here. But yeah, any other last bits I want to talk about before we sign off?
No, I just want to say I don't understand, and maybe it's got to do with timing. To me, this film should come out after Aquaman. I really don't understand the logic.
Yes.
This coming out before.
It was meant to come out before after Aquaman.
Yeah.
So is Aquaman delayed for a reason? Is it shoots, or what is the delay? What is the reason it was changed around? Do we know?
I bet you the CG is not done yet. I bet you the CG is not done yet.
You know, there was a rumor on the Reddit, on the subreddit that it's undergoing some reshoots, and
God Almighty,
that Black Manta is kind of, you know, being pushed away from being the
Are we talking Aquaman?
Yeah,
Aquaman.
Yeah.
Being pushed away from being like the main villain to, I think, someone else. I've forgotten the name. But I
could try to find that.
Yeah,
Patrick.
Please, right?
Well, I think at this point we all know Aquaman is like they're pushing that film to go and die.
DOA. Yeah.
He's dead on arrival. Like this one, they at least they try to hype this one small. They are trying to push this one small. They are doing small marketing for Blue Beetle, but Aquaman, that one is going to go and die. Same thing. What was the movie that came out the last time? The first one that came out.
Shazam.
Yeah, so Aquaman and Shazam, they're in the same category for me. So with the way they are marketing them.
You know, I think it's left to be seen on it, because Black Adam is a movie that made $1 billion. You know, because and I think China they love
$1 billion. Which Black?
What?
Which one?
Aquaman made $1 billion.
You said Black Adam.
No. You just give all of us a context. You just give us Like, very sure if somebody broke the timeline here. I'm like, okay, where and when did that happen?
So I am actually well. They are
I am
chances
not
that
looking. I am not looking forward to this
I'm
film
not
at all.
looking forward to that movie.
At all. I've got no interest in
Like-
it. If I'm being honest.
With the way they push that movie and the
Daniel.
marketing so far and the news
Daniel.
around it, that movie is dead on arrival.
Daniel.
Want to see? What do you
Daniel.
want to see?
Daniel,
Yeah.
I can bet you money that film is going to it's not going to do well at all.
At all.
It's not going to do well
Expecting
at
it,
all.
actually.
I've literally not heard one good thing.
When
about
is it
that
coming out? When is this? December, right?
December or November, something like that.
No,
It
December,
better be November, please.
It's-
This is not meant
it's-
about.
No worries, come out on your birthday.
Yeah. Sorry, Daniel, what do you want to say?
His birthday better, but not mine.
I think it's I think it's Christmas Day. Yeah.
Is it?
I think it's Christmas. I think
You can see why this movie is dead.
Perfect. It's perfect.
Okay. No. It's
Perfect.
the 20th. It's the 20th actually. 20th.
Of December.
Yeah.
It's
And I
good.
don't think
It-
that's. I
it
don't
will
think
die
that's
there.
competitive. Honestly. I don't
Let me
think
tell you
that's-
something. Let me tell you
It will
something.
die.
If
It
it
will
comes
die.
out, if it comes out in a year that there's no other movie released that year, apart from Nollywood
It will
films,
still fail.
it's still going to do badly. It's not. There is no way this film can do well. I'm not swearing for it.
honestly,
I've heard too
because-
much negativity about this film.
If it does better than Mobius and Blackadder and Shazam, it has passed.
It will surely do
It's a
better
bit small, yes. It's a bit small, yes.
Okay.
Sorry. Wait. Can it beat Flash?
No.
Yeah, no. It will beat Flash. No. I don't think so.
It won't, I don't think that's the Flash.
I don't
What
think so.
what did Mobius do?
Maybe, I don't know, 140 pounds or something. Something stupid.
God damn it.
Please, that is not a film. It's mobbing time upon re-release.
Wait. Are you guys saying that Aquaman 2 cannot, like, it will perform worse than the Flash is doing?
I think so.
Definitely.
I believe so.
Well, it's left
I
to be
believe
seen.
I think
Daniel.
for-
Okay,
Yeah.
sorry, that will go.
No, I was gonna say for me, the biggest challenge Gunn has got beyond releasing good films is repairing the brand damage.
But it has a lot. It has work
Yes.
cut out for him.
Yeah, I
Seriously.
agree.
I have.
I don't know how, like, this movie.
I think we have time
God,
on our side, actually.
we don't.
So,
No,
Daniel,
This is what we don't.
no,
There's
this
a lot of-
Kex. Okay, fine. See. Okay, this is my thoughts after seeing what is going on. First of all, with Blackadder and Fury of
Yes.
the God and now the Flash.
yes.
I think the audiences are not interested in DC that much. I had always known this, but I think it's especially with the Flash, it's much worse than I thought.
It's
So,
very clear. Yeah.
Yeah. For Blue Beetle, it's a low budget. No, not. Let me not say low budget, but the budget.
It's
is-
low
It's low
budget.
budget. It's low budget.
movie.
You're not wrong. It's
Yeah.
low budget. It's low
So
budget.
I guess I don't know.
It will not help. It will not help the brands. Like, that movie is not going to do any help to this brand.
That's that.
I don't think it's planned to. If I'm being honest, I don't think that was the plan anyway.
I think the low expectations of Blue Beetle will actually help it.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah,
I think it will be a middle of the road success.
I,
But
I
believe,
think.
Yeah, sorry.
So I also think the lead actor will bring his own crowd.
Yes,
Mm.
and I think
Come on, yeah.
and I was telling someone on Friday that I think maybe it was Wale that if I were gone, I would make this film unattached to DCEU, and this is to lead to what Tunde said because I didn't know it was a DCU film. I'll be like, I'll make it ambiguous enough that it can fit in the DCU, simply because this doesn't have any taint on it. There's no cameos, no anything. So let this guy be part of what you're doing in DCU, and if that's what he's doing, I would love it because I want this film to do well.
I think
I
want
wonder-
it to do well as well.
I wonder if that is they should remove all the DC logos and everything.
And then it's
No, but
immediately after a
really-
Marvel movie, so
Yeah.
people will be confused.
Yeah, but really, James Gunn, God, his work is cut out for him because we are even in an era where cinema movies, you have to. We now know that you have to do something really well to get people in the seats.
Right.
this,
So today we have Blue Beetle coming. We have Aquaman coming. after Aquaman, is there a gap between
that is
that
what
and DCU?
Yeah, the first
that's what
movie
I
in
was saying
DCU
about the
is coming
time.
out in
Okay,
2025. So like a full
That's
year
what I
gap.
was saying about the
Wait,
time.
no, isn't there
Waller will
something
come
coming
out
out in
next year.
March?
so Daniel,
What?
what's that you're saying?
That's what I'm saying
Daniel,
about the time that we have. As I said,
yeah.
I'm just, my mind is ready. Whatever I see, Blue Beetle and Aquaman, I just take it. But for 2024, it's like the year DC goes to sleep. Apart from Joker, which is an
Oh,
Elseworld,
that's good.
yeah. Apart
So
from
we have a year.
next year,
Okay.
yeah. Next year we have Creature Commandos. I think so. Yeah,
And
yeah.
Waller.
Oh,
I'm not sure of Waller because
see,
they are not shooting.
oh.
Is that
And
TV?
yeah, no, I'm sure of Creature Commandos. The
Which
Penguin,
is animation, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
is animation.
Okay,
So
okay, that's
and then
fine.
the
That's fine.
Penguin, and the Penguin is held back by the strike right now. So possibly, if they could sort out their demands and they call off the strike, possibly they could go back to shooting and finish it before.
In a strange way,
Yeah, but
I'm
basically,
hoping. You're gone.
okay.
You're gone.
Next year, the only movie that people could go to cinemas for that is remotely related to DC is the Joker, and then we have
When is
till June
Batman 2 coming out?
2025. That's
Oh,
the
okay.
date. Yeah. So I
Okay.
think the world will not hear from us, right? You guys are tired of us, so no problem, no problem. We'll go
No,
back
We
to
It's
are.
cinema.
not about
no,
see, I
no,
Yeah.
think our
Daniel.
His
problem
boy,
is
did he
beyond.
lie though? He didn't lie.
I,
It's
I
true.
always think a gap is good. To be honest,
Yes.
I even said I was even telling Marvel
Yes.
that Marvel should have taken a gap as well.
No, you guys should
When
not
they
take a gap. Go on,
no,
go
they
on,
should
go
have.
on.
They should after the end game. I thought they should have taken a gap where they just put one or two, maybe one TV show, but they kept on saturating. I always think you need to build up a thirst
A
for the
desire.
content
Yeah.
again, a desire for it again. Like people eager. You keep on feeding people, and then all of a sudden you're now feeding people. You've given them caviar, and then you're going back to giving them eba and
Sure.
watery stew.
Miss Marvel.
It,
I agree.
The stuff with this is
Did I
that
lie though?
Kex just took the word from my mouth. I couldn't even speak again. But yeah,
this stuff,
yeah, a year is good, especially since
yeah,
Creature Commando is
what I
also
think,
animation.
yeah.
But that's good. That's good.
You know,
And
But for me,
when that year ends, what do we start with? It is someone.
wait,
yeah,
Superman Legacy.
and that will be
Legacy.
in July. So you have there's a lot of time. So
Okay.
You are saying
yeah,
there's a lot of
That
time, but this problem is beyond time.
that Superman. That Superman legacy. I'm not being funny.
Yeah.
Has to be A plus from
Gold
cinema
star.
scope.
From
It has to
cinema
be
scope.
like all the critics raving and ranting about it because they have
one,
to overcome a lot of
yeah,
Inouye. I don't know how to pronounce this English word.
Yeah.
Inouye or from people with DC.
See, shall I tell you,
one,
Daniel, why I
What
say
are you
our
talking
problem
about?
is more than time?
Oh,
yeah, go
DC
on.
has had
what do
two
you?
acceptable movies that underperformed in the box office. The Suicide Squad, you want to blame Corona, but other movies did
That's a
well.
great film, though. That's a
Batman
great
2
film.
underperformed. I think that's like
I like
one
that
of the
film.
worst performing Batman movies in the
It's a
cinema. So
Yeah,
this is problem. It's like even with the good movies we are having, we are still underperforming. So James Gunn, his work is really cut out for him. I don't know how he's going to do it. What marketing magic is going to do to get
I
people in to watch it?
I can't, I can't start worrying about Gun because before, as I was following the news before, DC got ahead. I guess Zaslav would have talked to a couple of people and they would have turned it down because it's
Everybody
really
turns him down now.
yeah. So I think Gun will be fine. But what I'm trying to say is that I think what I can be sure of in the next few months or couple of DC properties that we see, I think we are going to see quality, and I think that has to continue until a point where we can begin making profits. As I said, I've always been saying that the Flash movie is something that I will enjoy, and I know that it is something that it's a good. From the early review, I said this was going to be a good film. But whenever someone asked me about the box office, I was like, I don't know. So for stuff like Blue Beetle, I think it will be good. I think it will be enjoyable. It may not be, the best thing, the most, but I think it will be enjoyable. Aquaman, I guess for me, I think I'll enjoy it. And then stuff like
Right.
the Penguin.
You cannot say you think you're going to enjoy it.
Yes.
Because
Right,
because this is this is based off of what?
No, okay. You know what I want? You know what I want Daniel to do?
What?
Daniel, you know what I want you to do? I want you now to talk to our listeners.
Okay.
And tell them why they should be excited for DC in 2025. Give them some ray of hope.
Okay.
No, it can't come from me because I don't have any.
You can't come from today because today lies. so
no, Daniel, I want you to tell people out there. Just tell them what. Yeah, give us a speech. Rouse our interest in DC for the future, if you can.
Okay. First of all, I think finally we are at the end of this whole thing. We're getting to the part where we actually reboot this universe. So I guess having a universe where all the baggage is gone. We're not talking about a Batfleck versus Deathstroke movie. We're not talking about Man of Steel 2. Nobody is looking for any Justice League, any cut, anything. It's all out of the way. This is now a new stuff. This is new management. This is with a plan. So I am hoping that the new Gun and Saffron won't be reactionary. That's why some people have come out and said, okay, with the performance of the Flash, delay Blue Beetle, cancel Aquaman, send it to Max, and I'm like, that is what Warner Brothers did when they had Man of Steel and BVS. They had to tell Snyder, okay, try to make the Justice League, lighthearted. So, so they reacted. So I'm hoping that we have something that, okay, there's a plan, we stick to it, but we look at we look at the mistakes, we work on it, but we don't necessarily, scatter things and, deviate from the plan. So basically, I can't, if you want to see the movies, that's fine. But I right now, there's really nothing to work with because the DCEU is
now. I can give more hope than that.
You know what? They just asked you to give them hope, and you just killed it.
Wait, no, hold on.
Come on.
Okay, right now, we have a slate. That's good, and we're getting directors. But you will agree, someone that is skeptical, put yourself in the shoes of someone that is very skeptical about DC.
Yeah.
You want to see something from the start of the Commandos is coming out, Waller is coming out. I want to see how these things look like before I give DC a chance. So that's just where I'm coming from. If I put on my my fan hat now, I could say whatever, but I'm trying to think like someone that is skeptical about this.
That is your problem.
So let me just tell the viewers what Daniel said. Daniel just said the night is long, but joy cometh in the morning. When that morning comes, I don't know, but things are still looking bleak.
No, but coming from the guy that predicted Shazam, Aquaman, Flash, and Blue Beetle will make $1 billion each at the start of 2022.
Me.
I'm talking about myself here.
You said that.
I said that. I did say
that. He had some cocaine problems.
Well, you've always been a dreamer.
He's been to rehab. Go on.
No, but like DC's future is bright now. We are getting some wonderful directors. I've talked about them earlier.
Exactly.
For the movies we are working on. James Gunn, he has been doing no matter what you want to say about James Gunn, he has been doing good work so far, heading DCU. There is nothing you can point to and say he has made a bad decision yet. So there's hope in the tunnel, hopefully.
I will admit that there are two things that have given me a bit more not cause for concern. What's the opposite? A bit more reason to hope for DCU. And the first one was, of course, the plan that Daniel mentioned, that there is a plan. This is what we're doing. We're not deviating. We have gods and monsters. This is what we're doing. We might add, but we're not taking out. And then Another thing that pleases me is the fact that 2024 will have no DC movie. That 1 year gap is crucial for all the pre and post work that they're going to need to do. Before July 2025, the middle, in fact, after the middle of 2025, I mean, that is enough time to work on multiple projects and get them to a decent enough state that people will want to watch them. The only challenge is the first one is a biggie. Superman is such a huge undertaking. I mean, forget all the baggage of the previous Superman movies, from Brandon Routh to Superman 3 and 4 of Christopher Reeve to Man of Steel. It is a lot of baggage to now overcome and surpass, because Superman is a 1 billion franchise, is a 1 billion IP. It's not 700k, it's not 600, it's not even 850. It is 1 B.
That's why I think. That's why I think going through the legacy route is a good idea.
No, I agree. Yeah, it's just
let's not. This is the problem with this. Is what killed Man of Steel too. People were expecting 1 billion from it. Yes, it didn't meet expectations, but like the disappointment from that. Right now, I'm treating Superman as a fresh IP. This year they did something well. So if it clears 600, 700 for a first movie, for a first superhero movie, I'm happy. I am very happy.
Today, I don't think it was box office.
It's today they've been humbled like this.
I don't even think it was box office that necessarily killed Man of Steel. I think it was controversy. It was reviews.
Yeah.
Now, if Legacy makes 800, but is received very positively, I mean, for me that's a win.
That's the win.
That's a win.
Yeah.
Give me a good Superman film.
That's why I said
decent money. I'm happy.
That's why I said we have time, and that's why I'm hopeful for the DCEU. And looking at two things. First of all, the guy that we have now, David Zaslav.
Did we lose that? Yeah.
I think it's gone.
Yeah,
it's gone.
Yeah.
Has already gone into.
Okay.
Daniel, we lost you. We lost you.
Okay.
But,
yeah. I was saying that the DCU, it's going to a point where I don't think we'll see even a $150 million movie. I maybe the Green Lantern. I don't know, because Zaslav is a very what's the word? Should I say frugal? He doesn't like that. So and it's good. It's good because according to what Tunde said, the brand has sung, so everything should be treated as a new IP, and that's where the reboot will be nice, because probably you're getting fresh actors. Their salaries may not be that high.
Of course.
Gunn and Zaslav are big on quality. They have said it that if something is not ready, we have seen how till today it's still shocking that I woke up and I saw that Batgirl was cancelled. This was a movie that was finished. This was a movie that was in post-production, and they cancelled this stuff. They cancelled Wonder Twins and a lot of things. So you can tell that there's going to be, first of all, the money parts. We're not going to have a Black Adam situation where something is ballooning to 260 million, and then you wonder what where. So I think the budgets are going to be strict, and then secondly, the critical acclaim. I think we are headed for not necessarily, the 800 million, 900, no. But I think the next couple of projects, Joker, Creature Commandos, Waller, Penguin, they are going to have awesome reviews. I'm very hopeful for that. I'm not sure of like that's why it stops at from Aquaman. I'm not sure, but from Aquaman.
Anything after Aquaman.
When we leave that aside and move on to Creature Commandos and Joker, I think we're going to have awesome reviews, and I think that could build trust. It'd be like, the last these projects have been awesome, so let me go see how Legacy perform. Because
let's Daniel, on that bombshell, I wanna wrap this up, because it seems like we're leaving on a positive note before Red or I starts with DC hate. So, first off, thank you very much for joining us.
We don't kick people when they're down. There's
Okay.
somewhere enough.
We are not down. We are not down.
Well, the Flash box office takings feels like you're down, but but yeah, thank you so much. This is episode 137. Daniel, it has been fantastic having you on this episode. Dropping a lot of knowledge bombs on DC and a lot of hope for the DC orphans out there. One year. But thank you so much. Right. And well, it seems like we mostly all kind of liked Flash or loved it. Daniel, give it a 5.
We all loved Flash. Yeah.
This is disturbing. So I think we can start to sign off now. Daniel, first off, let's start with you. Where can our listeners reach out to you? What's your handle? You have Twitter.
Yeah, socials. It's Daniel U or G on Twitter. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. Good. Thanks again for joining us today.
Yeah, guys. Good night. We have revealed the highest rated movie of the podcast this year.
Yeah.
Universally, it is the highest rated. So
to be fair, he's right. And that more. If you had given Guardians of the Galaxy a higher score, it would have probably been the higher one. But
yeah, this is the highest rated. We have a 5.5, 4.5, like almost all critical acclaim from everybody on the podcast, and I think that's the score that matters.
How's a 5.5 a real score?
And I think
is it Nigeria politician? Go on.
That is what matters the most to everybody.
I said 5. I didn't say. I said 5.
Today I did 4.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
But today go on.
But yeah, good night, guys. Like it's been nice talking about this movie.
Yeah. Red?
That was great talking to you. Nice meeting you, Dan. See you guys later. We'll talk next week.
Awesome. So, guys,
on the other side of Secret Invasion.
Exactly. So next week, thank you for leading up to that. Next week on episode 138, we're going to be reviewing Secret Invasion, and we're also going to be opening up the lines to our listeners for your reviews on The Flash, because by then you'll have watched
your feedback. Yep.
So please, your feedback. Yes. So join us. Tell us if you agree, disagree.
Feedback only, please.
No, you don't want people to lie now. What kind of nonsense is that? Please, people, be honest and tell us. Give us your review of the Flash movie, and we'll be throwing open our lines. That will.
Listeners, thanks once again for listening. You've heard it from Daniel. DC's future is bright, even though it might be a couple of years coming. I've got hope that they can turn it around. With that, thanks for listening. See you later.
Stop recording. All right.